week, we saw the Berkley Bears win decisively over Adams. Berkley star player Corey Morris pitched in both offensively and defensively, and other Berkley players contributed as well, such as running back Kenwan Gray. The Clarkston Wolves have spent the last 2 years in second place behind division rival Troy. Quarterback Dane Fife, though only a junior, proved to us last year why he was one of the best players in the country. Watch for Fife and running back Brad Phelan to carry the load offensively. Tonight, it's the Clarkston Wolves meeting the Berkley Bears on the TCI Sports Game of the Week. The TCI Sports High School Football Game of the Week. Tonight from Berkley High School, it's the Clarkston Wolves taking on the Berkley Bears. Hello again, everyone. Dave Zorin along with Joe Abramson here at Berkley High School, where, Joe, we've already seen the Berkley Bears in our first game of the season. Now they'll be taking on the Clarkston Wolves and a very tough opponent.
Yeah, a little bit different than Rochester Adams in that Clarkston's more balanced, in fact, much more of a passing team. And that defense that we saw last week in Berkeley's got us to step it up another notch yet. Clarkston last week came out, beat Kimball, I think it was something like 35-19, and 2 of Kimball's touchdowns were on kick returns. So that tells you that Clarkston's defense did a real good job of containing the Kimball offense. It was just special teams where they had some breakdowns.
And when you talk about Clarkston, you have to talk about Dane Fife.
Oh yeah, Dane Fife, the top quarterback in Oakland County, maybe the top quarterback in the state, and he's only a junior, and he's also one of the top basketball players in the state. Threw for almost 300 yards last week, 3 touchdown passes, and he's a great scrambler, and that's going to be important because when you've got a quick defense like Berkeley's, they're going to be in the backfield a lot. He's going to have to free himself up, maybe take off and run. If not, just buy time and find the receiver downfield.
Okay, last week we saw the Berkley Bears, and they have a very strong offense, as we saw. Not only their quarterback gaining 100 yards rushing, but they had some big help in the backfield with Gray also.
Yeah, Kenwan Gray. You know, we went into the game thinking Corey Morris would gain 100 yards. It was Kenwan Gray with about 140 yards and a couple of touchdowns. Corey Morris, everybody keys on him so much that he becomes almost a decoy. He's a bruising fullback. He can gain 100 on you too, but Kenwan Gray's got speed that can't be matched. He gets around the end and he's gone. Corey Morris is more of a linebacker, defense, fullback type of thing. Kenwan Gray's got that speed, and if they were to use him on defense, that might be a good thing too. He could probably cover some of those receivers that Fife's going to send downfield.
Okay, we have the makings of a great contest coming up. We'll have the kickoff for you right after this. Stay with us. The TCI Sports Game of the Week is brought to you by Modernistic Carpet Cleaning, Comet Burgers in Royal Oak. Buy 1 burger, get 1 free when you mention TCI Sports. Mike's Market Share Coupon Book, and by Bell Tire.
I'm the king.
The rock and roll?
No, coupons. I'm Mike Gothier. Some people call me the king of coupons because nobody brings you bigger savings than my Market Share Coupon Book. Having trouble saving money? Then do what the Tripp family does. Carry the book, Mike's Market Share Coupon Book. You'll save thousands on things you use every day, like eyeglasses, oil changes, and cleaning from companies you trust. But you can't save unless you carry the book. Remember, you'll save a king's ransom using my Market Share Coupon Book.
Rumor has it, Comet Burgers is definitely the place to be seen in downtown Royal Oak. After the party, out for dinner, just looking for cold soft drinks, great burgers and fries, milkshakes or pizzas. Comet Burgers is the place to run into just about anybody.
Excuse me. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Even old what's-his-name. Comet Burgers, they're out of this world.
When you call Modernistic, we'll show up with this, $35,000 worth of carpet and upholstery cleaning technology. Call the competition, they'll probably show up with this. Our truck-mounted equipment can professionally clean your carpets with 10 times the power of portable cleaners, removing dirt, harmful bacteria, pollens, and more. The competition can't. Of course, there is one thing the competition does that we can't. They make a lot more noise.
Modernistic, count on us.
I wrote a letter to TCI because of the kind service and the kindness that was given to me when we needed service. I'm a district manager for Family Dollar stores here in Detroit and Pontiac. And, Being a manager, district manager over 16 stores, it's important for us to maintain good customer service day in and day out. If you don't give good service to customers, you don't maintain good service, you don't maintain a good company. And TCI, in my book, has certainly represented customer service to the nth degree.
The TCI Sports Game of the Week. This week we're at Berkley High School to bring you this contest between the Clarkston Wolves and the Berkley Bears. And we'll take a look at the records for these two teams last season, as the Clarkston Wolves had a 7-2 record overall, 4-1 in the conference, and the Berkley Bears had a 7-2 record overall, 3-2 in the conference. So pretty good years for both teams.
And Clarkston made a trip to the playoffs last year, and I believe got eliminated in the first round. Kurt Richardson got his team ranked in the state, also one of the top 2 or 3 teams in Oakland County. And this will be a definite test for them, because this will be one of the quicker defenses they're going to face. They're going to face the bigger ones later in the year in Troy, but this is about as quick as they're ever going to see.
On the other side, we saw Pat Fox last week and his team jump out to a big early lead, and we thought it was going to be a blowout last week against the Highlanders.
And it really could have been. I think there's that opening day stuff that the Highlanders got a couple of breaks, you know, through special teams and such that got them back in it, but really Berkley did dominate the game. And where's the tie, Pat? Pat had a cool tie on last week in the shirt. Now he's wearing a sweatshirt.
He's being a little casual.
You know, it's a little colder out this week.
And here we go to kick off. It'll be Nate Kunkel for the Berkley Bears. And there, the receivers back to receive, and picking this one up will be Brad Phelan. Phelan at about the 20, gets out over the 30 to about the 33-yard line. And the Clarkston Wolves will start there. Phelan, the starting running back for the Clarkston Wolves, and one of the starters offensively that provides a strong running attack for the Wolves, but it's their passing game that has been strong. Absolutely. Under Dane Fife, the quarterback.
Absolutely, and again, we mentioned before, Dane Fife has got some scrambling ability. Remember, he's a great basketball player, and last year we even saw him take off on a 4th down. He ran 30 yards for a touchdown against Lake Orion. They're going to blitz the heck out of this guy. He's going to have to either scramble or audibles from running plays. Maybe we'll see how good the running backs are as well.
Phelan returned at 21 yards and now carries for the first carry for the Wolves. Out across the 35, close to the 40 at about the 38-yard line. And a pretty good first down carry for Phelan, about 5 yards. It'll be 2nd and 5 coming up.
I like that call on first down. One of the things you got to do is don't worry about getting Dane any numbers. You know, if he throws for 50 yards, big deal. If you can win the game with ball control, which is probably more Berkley's idea, but I think, you know, Clarkston as well. If you can just keep them on the field, there you see our officials. There's Pat McKenna setting their
Steve Johnson also, Artel Horton, Rich Batstone, and Brian Hall. Clarkston to pass early and going to Frack for the first down on quick pattern, and Jason Frack, the receiver, the senior, 185, 5'11". He caught 2 touchdowns with 8 receptions last week.
Yeah, that's his top receiver, and I think they're anticipating the blitz. That's a quick drop, quick hitch pass, nothing deep. I think Dane knows if he's going to have to sit back there and wait for guys to go 20, 30 yards downfield, he is going to have to scramble to do it, because this is a very quick defense. Again, Corey Morris is going to get into the backfield, and Pat Fox told us one thing. He said, watch out for when number 8 lines up on the end, so we can try and keep an eye out for that.
Frack goes out. The receivers are the ones who shuffle in the plays for Coach Richardson. And Fife has spread the passing around, really. He's hit a lot of receivers, so there's not really one receiver that he goes to, although Frack did catch 8 last week. He has mixed it around.
Frack caught 8, but he completed passes to 7 different guys last week. That's a lot for a high school team.
The pitch goes back to Phelan. Phelan close to a first down, and he picks up about 8 on the carry.
Good run by Phelan. Good blocking in front of him, though. And I believe that was Venegoni who got the block. It was either Vengoni or Jeff Long. It's Jeff Long, number 44 there. Got a good block on Kenwan Gray. We also talked about in the open. And again, I think Kenwan's going to have to cover whoever the fastest receiver is.
And a good tackle there by Pat Hennessy, who was on his knees. The gain was about 7. It'll be 2nd and about 3 coming up now for the Wolves.
It's a great passing down, 2nd down and 3.
High formation. The man in motion is a trot. And overthrown thrown his intended receiver, Frack, but also Fife got hit that time.
I was about to say, Fife got hit, and it's going to happen. He's going to be on the ground anytime they can hit him, even if it's just after he throws it, and that's not roughing the passer, that's not dirty, that's just aggressive football. That ball got away from him, though. That wasn't the hit, I don't think, that caused the ball to get away. Let's take a look. Here, I don't know if Frack cut the route off or if it just got out of Dane's hands, but that's led him a little too far, a little long. Now it's 3rd and 3. Maybe you roll Dane out here because, again, he's got the scrambling ability to get the first down on his own if the receiver's not open.
The Wolves hand off to the fullback. First man through, and he breaks into the backfield of the Bears out across the 34-yard line, and that's where he's down at the 34 of the Bears. So a big run there by the fullback, Jeff Long.
Well, this looks, you see Jeff Long gaining a lot more than the 3 yards he needed. This game plan looks vaguely familiar to me from things I've seen a few times in the past. When a defense is so geared on stopping the quarterback, if the quarterback's willing to audible, or even if the coach just calls running plays, you're going to force them to change to just a regular defense.
13 yards on the carry by Long, and now they pitch back to Phelan. Phelan, he'll get close to a first down. 2 junior running backs for the Clarkston Wolves, so these guys will be back next year for them. And it'll be 2nd and short yardage coming up.
2nd and inches, and there's no reason to be throwing the ball. This is good play calling by the Wolves, by Coach Richardson. There you see Phelan almost getting the first down, and again, a perfect passing situation, 2nd and inches. And again, hey, if Dane Fife doesn't throw for 100 yards, who cares if you win? And that's probably the game plan right now, is let the runners do it.
And they do. Go to the air. He could run. He's got an option on it, but he tends to throw, and he does, to Travis Pegg, the tight end. The senior, 196.4, comes up with the first down. So they have many options when you have short 2nd and inches. Let's take a look.
And again, he's a real good athlete. This guy, he can run. He could be a running back or receiver on any team if he wanted to be. He throws a little low, but this is what you want. You want a pass that can't be intercepted, get the easy first down, and if the player's not open, again, Dane could have run him for a touchdown. And yeah, he's probably not throwing for 300 yards today, but if he's a captain as a junior, he knows.
Good sustained drive so far, Joe. They're mixing it up, pass and run, and now Phelan takes it. Ball started at the 12-yard line. He gets inside the 10, and again, a pretty good gain there for Phelan.
And this is good for a guy like Phelan, because if you are the running back on a team that throws for 300 yards, you're going to get overshadowed. You're going to play second fiddle a lot, and here's a chance for him to be the main man, at least on the opening drive. It might not stay this way the whole game because the Berkley defense will probably adjust to whatever happens if Clarkston scores. This is a great opportunity for Phelan to establish himself.
2nd down and 7 now for the Wolves. In motion is Brad Conley. Fife to throw. He's got Conley wide open out there, and he gets it for the touchdown.
Well, somebody didn't cover. That was real easy, and I don't know if that was a defensive adjustment now that they're so close to the goal line or what, but Conley went in motion. And
he's in motion, man. He cuts up, yep.
And there's no one near him. Take a look at that. You've got number 44, Hadfield, coming back to get to him, but believe me, that was one of the easier throws Dane's going to have all night.
And now the extra point attempt will be Kevin Mason to do the kicking. Kevin Mason, number 24, the junior, from the hold of Fife. It is up, and it is good, and the Clarkston Wolves on their first possession with 8:32 left here in the first quarter put the first points up on the board, and it was a picture-perfect drive for them, Joe. Not one mistake there.
Absolutely, and that was two of the 3 captains in this team hooking up for that touchdown, and absolutely a picture-perfect drive. They didn't try to force anything with Dane Fife throwing the ball too much. In fact, they came out running it and really used the passing game as the secondary option, and it worked out perfectly. And I think, you have to come in, what a team's coming out to stop. And they're going to have this every week, and this is something that, maybe against a Troy you can't pull it off because they're just too big. And, maybe by the end of the year you are strong enough to do it. But against Berkley, you probably do want to run because they're not only quick, so they can cover your receivers, they can get into the backfield and blitz your quarterback, but since this is one of the few teams where Clarkston matches up size-wise, why not run the ball? And it's working great so far. I'm sure Pat Fox and his defensive coaches are going to come up with something to counter that on the next drive.
So the Clarkston Wolves to kick off now to the Berkley Bears. And it'll be Berkley's first possession coming up.
Now, if there's one thing Clarkston's worried about, it's right here. They gave up 2 kickoff return touchdowns last week.
Grenold to kick. Ron Grenold kicks, and getting it is Corey Morris. Corey Morris across the 20-yard line and down at about the 23, 24-yard line. And that's where the Berkley Bears start.
Nate Skipton got in there first and made a real good tackle. And I'm sure Kurt Richardson's a little relieved to see that first kickoff be covered real well like that.
Yeah, it's got to be some concern last week when you give up 2 like that. Well, 1 may be able to get by you, but when you get 2, then you know there's a definite problem there. That time they had good coverage, and the Berkley Bears start at their 24-yard line. Handoff to Corey Morris, and they stack him up.
Well, right off the bat, it's a little different than what we saw last week, though. Last week on their opening drive, Corey Morris was strictly a decoy, except for when they got to the 1-yard line. But as far as, you know, 1st and 10, he was a decoy. It was Kenwan Gray. It was quarterback. It was everything else. They want ball control. They want to take 8 minutes off the clock, 9 minutes off the clock with every drive. Because as Pat Fox said, you know, stating the obvious, Dane Fife's not real good from the bench. Sit him down. Keep the ball.
Keep him off the field. The quarterback, Jeremy Wallstead, who had over 100 yards rushing last week against the Highlanders. Wallstead handing off to Kenwan Gray. Gray almost broke it outside and was tripped up down there by an arm reaching out. A good block down there by the Bears, but just reaching out, Joe, as you'll see, was the defensive end out there.
And this is the same play we saw him score his first touchdown last week against Adams with, and that time it was number 44, Jeff
Long. Yeah.
Jeff Long made a couple nice blocks as a fullback on the offensive side on the opening drive, making a good play there defensively, putting Berkley into what for most teams is a passing down, but last week we saw even on 3rd and 15 they can run for the first down.
So Long came across as the middle linebacker to make that play across the field. It'll be Wallstead to throw. He's got his man. Corey Morris breaks it outside. Corey Morris down the sideline, and they won't catch him. The Berkley Bears strike quickly and come right back to Corey Morris.
So much for ball control. Wow. And again, though, Corey Morris not being the decoy on the opening drive that he was last week. Good decision by Wallstead. He also had number 27. That's Hennessy open a little farther downfield. He instead went to his faster player and the short man there, Morris. Hennessy provided a good downfield block. You just saw it right there. He was off to the races. No one's going to catch him. He's not only big and strong, he is very fast, folks.
Well, Wallstead with not a very long pass, but hey, just get it in the hands of that guy, Corey Morris, and he'll do the rest.
Yeah, but he gets 74 yards in passing for it.
That's right. Nate Kunkel in for the extra point. It is no good. And the Berkley Bears trail by 1 after the extra point attempt.
Well, now, I don't think you worry about that just yet, because, you know, there are 2-point conversions, and you might even get in block 1 on Clarkston later. And that, you know, we saw last week, that's not normal for Kunkel. He did a real good job last week of kicking extra points, and even showed a little bit of distance on one of those long field goal attempts that just went a little bit wide left. Now we'll see if their defense has changed anything on this next drive, and we'll see if Clarkston's going to continue to they were kind of using Dane Fife as the decoy. Maybe we'll see if he comes out and throws a little more this time. If I'm Clarkston, I wouldn't change anything.
So we've seen 2 passing touchdowns here, and there we see Jim Evans down there, Joe. So everybody's here.
Everybody's here. Jim Evans. I think Will Pickham's somewhere near him, but we don't know what Will looks like. Nobody does. That Cosmo guy's here too.
Here's the drive. 3 plays, 76 yards, 137 off the clock, 74 yards on the touchdown reception by Morris.
And Jim Evans, of course, our buddy at the Daily Tribune in Royal Oak. And we also see Tom Markowski and Wayne Wilson. This is a big media event. Thursday night football.
Yeah,
I know you're watching on a Saturday or Monday, but it's Thursday for us.
It's Thursday night, and we're here, and what a game it's been so far. Back there to receive it was Grenold. Ron Grenold brings it up, and he's still on his feet out across the 30. And a nice return again out about the 33, and that's where they started last time. So consistency on the return team for the Clarkston Wolves, and they will start it again.
Yeah, Grenold with a little strength here. He's going to do the smart thing as a kick returner, just get it upfield as fast as you can before you try to make any moves. Here he breaks one tackle, and I believe it's Gray who finally stops him. It is, and even there, Grinnell takes him an extra 2 or 3 yards. A lot of that was sideways. I know it looks like about 8 steps, but I think he got maybe 2, 3, maybe 4 yards extra. But, you know, good effort. Way to, you know, not give up on the play at any time.
Clarkston Wolves on their second possession, and they go to the fullback. Long muscles his way for about 3 or 4 yards. Maybe a little bit more than 4. Nice job on that carry by Long.
And Corey Morris had to make the tackle after a 5-yard gain, and that's very important for the Wolves offense. If you can make Corey Morris have to deal with this fullback gaining yards, you can start doing some play action later. And if Morris has to hesitate for just a second, that gives Dane Fife an extra second to look around. And believe me, he doesn't want Corey Morris in the backfield any more than necessary.
There you see Jeremy Wallstedt, quarterback for the Bears. Fife handing off to the tailback Phelan. Phelan bounces outside, and we have our first flag of the game. But he is about a yard short of the first down. And it looks like it's in the direction of holding, and it is. And that will knock the Wolves back. So the first penalty of the game goes to the Clarkston Wolves.
Yeah, you see a flag get thrown in that area of the field 9 times out of 10. It's a hold. I mean, it's kind of like betting against the Tigers. It's darn near a sure thing. And
Corey Morris talking it over.
And I'm sure he's going to take the penalty, but ref will explain all the options to him. Do you want 2nd down and 10 or 3rd down and 1?
Let's take a look at the play and see if we can find the holding.
Probably not going to see it. That could be it. That probably was it right there.
Yeah, throwing Corey Morris
holding
down.
On the offense. Repeat 2nd down.
There's the call, and that knocks him back from the point of the foul. And let's hear that play, Joe. A lot of noise down there. Big boom at the end. And Phelan went down.
That was Greg Hadfield doing that to him.
2nd and 12. Fife rolling out. Has some room in front of him. Goes downfield. Covered well down there. And actually, you saw number 23, the intended receiver, Conley, turn into a defensive player at that point, just trying to knock the ball down.
And Hennessy almost picked it off. And there's something I kind of alluded to earlier. Don't force it. You know, he doesn't need, I know, he's confident in his abilities and everything. You don't need to force it. If they're going to sit back there with 3 guys on your top receiver, don't throw it. You're a good enough athlete. Take off, run the ball.
He could have taken off for maybe about 10 yards.
I've seen quarterbacks who couldn't run to save their lives gain yards against defenses that blitz too much.
And you see the wind blowing across the field, maybe towards the south from left to right. It's Long taking it outside for the first down and more. Breaking into the backfield, Corey Morris will knock him out of bounds at about the 35.
Once again, Jeff Long with a great run-in. You're making Corey Morris have to think more about the fullback than the quarterback. And on that situation, play action works in reverse. Take a look here. Watch where the defense goes. They all went with Dane Fife. They thought that was just a very slipshod fake. It was a flat handoff. And Corey Morris, I think, followed Dane Fife for just a step, but he's so quick he was able to come back and get him, and not until he got the first down. Great call by Clarkston, and again, that's what I think you got to see more of from the Wolves.
Gain of about 35 yards, and they're at the 35.
Come on, let's go! Come on, Nick!
1st and 10 from the Bears territory on the 35. Fife flicks it over. Pro set. I formation, fakes to Phelan, looking downfield, has his tight end, and a gain of about 5 yards at about the 30. And again, he gets his tight end, Travis Pegg.
That's all you need, little short play action passes there. You know, this might not be what he's used to doing. You know, we saw last year with Silk and against certain other teams where Fife would send it downfield.
Let's hear some more crunches down on the field. There you have it. Not an easy reception for Pegg, as he had to pay for it at the end. 2nd and 5.
That's why he's a tight end. It's tough.
Five pitches back to Phelan. He's got room to the outside. Gets past Kenwan Gray, and now bounces outside, and one man to beat.
I think he stepped out.
He stepped out of bounds at about the 6-yard line. So Phelan on the 2nd down carry picks up some big yardage in the 1st down for Clarkston.
Bill Walters saved the touchdown, forcing him out of bounds. Kenwan Gray, I thought, had him. And I don't know if he just took a step out, but take a look right here, number 21. He's got him and just doesn't wrap him up. And I think Phelan's a little quicker, too. Good move. And now he's going to step out of bounds. Right here.
Right there.
Yep.
24 yards on the carry for Phelan.
And it's 1st and goal around the 6-yard line.
First and goal for the 6 for the Wolves. They stack up with a power I, and Phelan goes that way. There's a power I left, and that's where they went, behind the blocking. And they get inside the 5.
Yeah, just keep powering it in. It's working.
Let's take a look. Power I. You'll see the 2 fullbacks go first. You'll follow long. And finally down inside the 5 at about the 3-yard line. Pat Fox talking to Kenwan Gray as he walks to the bench. And there's Phelan going out now. Phelan has his jersey
Maybe
there.
that's why he got away from Kenwan Gray.
Yeah.
Maybe Gray might actually had him and just tore his jersey. Those tearaways are not legal, so he actually ripped it.
2nd and goal. It's Long on the carry, and he gets in for the touchdown. Jeff Long gets in for the touchdown, and the Clarkston Wolves add to their lead.
Well, you know, we thought ball control was going to be Berkley's deal, but you know, they scored on the 74-yard passing play, and it's Clarkston with all the ball control, and it's working. Both teams offensively are getting things done. When you take a look at this touchdown, that's just, again, Long having a great game. Both running backs for Clarkston are really the stories of this game, but it is comparable to last week with Kenwan Gray, where it was the deception of Corey Morris being enough to free him up. That's what Dane Fife is providing for these guys.
And the extra point attempt is up, and it is good, and the Clarkston Wolves make it another 7. And the score 14-6 in favor of the Wolves.
You know, and right now, I think if you're Clarkston, you don't change anything what you're doing offensively. But, you know, Berkley, same thing.
Yeah.
You know, they had just a real quick drive, and Corey Morris taking off on that little out pass there. But, you know, and again, here's another chance with Clarkston vulnerable to those kick returns, having to kick off again. Maybe, you know, Berkley with the speed that they've got with Gray and Morris, see what they can do on this return.
Clarkston Wolves chewing up the clock in 2 good drives, Joe.
Absolutely. Again, ball control, which you just wouldn't have expected out of them. If you'd have told me before the game somebody was going to score on a 3-play drive and another team would score 2 touchdowns on a grinded-out ball control drives, you know, it wouldn't have been the way it's gone. It would be in reverse. Again, 8 plays, 66 yards. That's, you know, when you've got the kind of passing attack that you hear about.
Yeah, and pretty good, only 2:05 off the clock, 3-yard run.
A couple plays throw out of bounds will do that for you too, though.
Yeah.
You know?
The kick by Grenold. Taken there by Corey Morris. Sees some room and takes off near the 40.
Oh, I thought he was gone.
Corey Morris saw a little bit of daylight and then just turned on the burners.
Oh, I thought he was gone. He just wasn't able to get into that last gear, but still got them real good field position at about the 39, 40-yard line. And let's see if Berkley can get that ball control this time that they wanted before. I still think that in the long run, they do need a ball control type of drive. You don't want your defense out there all day dealing with this. You want to give them a rest, even though it's a lot of the same guys. Let them do the blocking instead of the hitting for a change.
Last time they started at the 23, now they're at the 39, so good field position for the Bears. Some room to work for Jeremy Wallstead. He rolls out, and he is pressured. Now takes it up, and you hear Pat Fox on the sideline saying he was out of bounds, and the Clarkston Wolves hit him. It was number 62 for the Wolves, Michael Underwood, out there getting Jeremy Wallstead when he was out of bounds. And there, Pat Fox talking it over.
And the official explained to him he didn't think, you know, it was probably, you know, officials' mind some momentum. You see a good job, I think, by their one of their blockers, number 58, who for some reason is not on the roster, but does a good job of not blocking there. He would have gotten, I think, a clip or something from behind. Instead, he laid off, and Wallstead was able to get around him anyway and gain 4 yards, get a 2nd down and 6, and a good decision not to throw the ball into traffic there.
Number 35, Chris Evans, putting a lot of pressure on Wallstead as the Wolves draw that play out. Here's Corey Morris, has a little bit of room, and boy, he got a lot of yards for really nothing there, Joe.
Well, I'll tell you what, I think that's what they want. I think Berkley, I think they want Corey Morris just doing that with his strength. He's going to get 4 or 5 yards a shot. If he gets 4 or 5 yards a shot, they're going to move the ball down the field and score a touchdown.
He just puts his head down and goes forward, and it's 3rd and about 1.5 yards here.
When you're in a game like this and you're winning, you can go ahead and do things that aren't normal, like Clarkston, making Dane Fife hand off. When you're losing, you go to your horse. If Clarkston falls behind, they got to have Fife throw.
Third and about 2, just shy of 2. Wallstead handing off. Corey Morris, first down and more, into the backfield. And finally, it took about 3 guys to get him down. But getting there quickly was Hines, number 25, for Clarkston.
And again, this is a different Corey Morris offensively than we saw last week against Adams. Last week it was Kenwan Gray. This week it's Corey Morris, and he's stepping it up for Clarkston there. Gaining extra yards again after he's wrapped up, getting a couple extra yards. That's good effort, and looking like he's a little bit more interested in playing offense than he is in playing defense today, and he's doing a good job on defense too.
12 yards on the carry. Berkley Bears on the move now. Kenwan Gray on the end around. We saw him do it last time. Here, gain of about 7 or 8 yards, and Gray upset. He thought he could have broken that one.
Yeah, I think he was probably a step away. There's something where he made a good decision. Last week there was a time when he cut it upfield where I thought he made a bad decision because I think he could have beaten the guy that he was running against. In this case, it's probably a good idea to cut it upfield because there was some quickness there with those D-backs from Clarkston, and he almost got another first down. Now here's, again, great passing down, 2nd and 2, but Berkeley's not the passing team that Clarkston is. See what they do.
Wallstead sends his man in motion. They go to Kenwan Gray right up the 2-hole, and he gains the first down and more inside the 25-yard line.
And give a lot of credit to that line, and I wish we knew who number 58 was because he made another good block. He just flattened somebody right over the middle, and Gray jumped right over that pile.
Here we go, baby.
8-yard gain and a first down, and this time they are taking time off the clock. A ball control drive.
Clock at 2:35 left here in the first quarter. Both teams with very good offensive drives so far. The first one was very quick for Berkley. This time, they show that they can control the ball too. The fake to Morris, everybody took it. Everybody went for Corey Morris, and Jeremy Wallstead walks in for the touchdown. Talk about a fake worked out perfectly. I have never seen one work that well, Joe.
Wow. You know, and the reason that works so well, because Corey Morris is killing him. Every time Corey Morris gains the ball, he's getting 6, 7, 8 yards, and you've got to follow. You know, you can't ignore this. Take a look there. Boy, did that look like he had the ball or what?
Everybody is in there. Everybody, look at.
Did you see the hand?
There is nobody in front of Wallstead.
I just looked at that and thought Corey Morris had the ball in his hands.
Well, everybody was watching from the big pileup and hoping Morris would come out of it, but Jeremy Wallstead with a perfect fake.
Now they got to go for 2.
They're going to go for 2 to try to get that extra point back. Wallstead takes it himself. Flag down, and he dives in for 2 points on the conversion.
Now, thrown in the backfield, it could be an illegal shift. It is.
Yep, it is.
And they've got an injured player, and boy, the officials were real quick to holler at the Berkley bench to get someone out there.
Jeremy Wallstead scores, but there is a problem right now for the Berkley Bears. One of their linemen is down, and Pat Fox was just saying that he had one of his linemen back.
Boy, those officials were so quick in calling for the coaches and trainers to get out there, you kind of have to worry a little bit about this one. Well, let's take a look at the touchdown and watch this one. Right.
Look at this. Right.
Slow down. Right. Stop right here. Go real slow. Tell me he doesn't have the ball.
That's perfect.
Corey Morris has the ball right there. I mean, he's got it.
That is perfect. That is how you diagram.
That's incredible.
A picture-perfect play. Everybody going for it. Look at it.
5-yard penalty. Illegal shift. Illegal shift. We'll replay with the 5-yard penalty and the extra point.
Well, once they get the injured player off the field.
So we'll see a change of strategy. Will they go for the 2, or will they go for just the 1 and possibly go for the 2 later?
Well, I think you still go for the 2, and there's a scoring drive and another 6 plays, 60 yards. That's 10 plays, obviously.
Yeah,
10 yards a play, but that's ball control. That's not any of that, 80-yard plays or anything like that. And there's nothing wrong with scoring an 80-play drive. What they don't want is 3 and out with a punt. But that's the kind of offensive drive that they want to have all night.
Okay, with this pause in the action, the score, Berkley 12 and the Clarkston Wolves up by 2, 14. We'll be back with more first quarter action after this. Stay with us.
On the Master Anglers, we bring you the hottest fishing action around the state of Michigan. From tips and techniques to advice and stories from the pros. The Master Anglers gives you the info you need to catch the big ones. Plus, it's just plain fun. That's the Master Anglers, Thursday nights at 8 on TCI Channel 63.
And we're back here at Berkley High School, and the center, Pat Pounds, number 50, is up and helped off the field here. As you can see, he was on his back for quite some time and did not move, and he is going to be all right. Let's take a look at the touchdown, and again, that fake. What a great fake.
Man,
I've never seen anybody take that fake.
Actually
the
touched
Wolves,
the ball.
Yeah, the Wolves went for that. Everybody did.
Well, how could
not
you
only
not?
the Wolves. And Jeremy Wallstead runs in for the 24-yard touchdown run.
I've never seen that fake before where you actually put the ball in the hands of the guy you're faking to. That's a great play, and Kurt Richardson now going to replay that extra point because there was the illegal shift on the play before when Pounds got hurt, so it's still 14-12. Berkley will attempt the two-point conversion, I believe, again. I don't think they're going to kick it.
That's what they're talking about right now, and see what they're going to do.
That's right, but it's going to be from the 7-yard line, or the 8-yard line, I guess.
Well, do you want to just kick the extra point here and go for the 2 later? I mean, this is obviously a tougher play to go for 2 from further back when you know you're going to get a touchdown later, and you can just get the extra point and go for 2 later. That would be my strategy.
I'd go for 2.
Here we see Pounds. It is his back, lower back, and that is why the refs called the timeout immediately, and it looks like right in the middle of the back, the spine area. So we hope Pat Pounds gets back in the game. He's okay. Here they're going for the 2. Wallstead pressured right away. So there it is, getting in there quickly, number 67, Ryan Schlaff, and that is why I say you're further back. The defense is pumped up. They just made they just stopped you. They pushed you back 5 yards. Go for the 1. You're going to get the 2 later on.
I see that. Yeah, I can see what you're thinking there. My thinking is that you're throwing the ball, even if you're on the 3-yard line, you're throwing it. Yeah. So you're going to run the same play.
Yeah.
And the only thing is they got in so fast on you that you're nailed.
Yeah.
The other thing too, if you try to kick it and you miss another one, then what happens later in the game when you got to have your kicker kick a field goal and his confidence is shot? Now this does change a lot, though. You're down 14-12. This brings up some weird scoring combinations later on in this game that we don't even want to think about yet.
So
let our stat guy Ken Phillips figure out how the scoring's going to work out now.
Let him work it out. He's got all the numbers. So the Berkley Bears come back and they fail to get another extra point, and they are stuck with 6 points, and it's again 14-12. The way we left you right before the break. 2:16 left here in the first quarter, and both teams have been very effective offensively on their drives and have been very impressive. And the defense has to step up on one of these drives and stop for either team. Ball taken back there again by Grinold, and Grinold takes across the 25 and at about the 26-yard line, so the Wolves will start there.
Well, there you see a little emotion out of that Berkley special teams. And now, one of the things that happened before, Clarkston's offense jumps out with a nice drive, scores a touchdown. Berkley comes back and scores, and they score so fast that the Clarkston offense is probably still feeling the momentum that they created on the first drive. This time, they've been sitting for a while.
Yeah.
There's no momentum anymore. Now they've just got to come out and reestablish. Not that, they haven't had any problems yet, but you're not riding on the momentum you already have. Now you've just got to come out and do it again. And again, I got to expect that they're going to keep running the ball. It hasn't been stopped yet. You might as well keep going with it and just pass when you have to.
The pitch goes back to Phelan. Phelan on the first down carry picks up a first down. Gain of about 11 yards. Let's see where they mark it. And it is Brad Phelan again. And he gets some more room to work with out here for the Wolves out of about the 36-yard line.
And he's got Jeff Long leading the way with a good block right there. He's got the rest of his line blocking downfield. The blocking part of Clarkston, and every player has been excellent. And there you see Pat Pounds still. I don't know if that's ice or heat, but something on his back that they're going to try and get everything loosened up. Well, I don't think you come back in the game with a back injury unless you're sure.
Yeah. Fife handing off to Phelan again. He bounces it outside, tries to cut up, but tripped up there by Corey Morris.
Good play by Morris. And again, not to overstate it, but this is really going to neutralize Corey Morris as a pass rusher. The more effective this running game becomes, the more able Dane Fife's going to be, if needed, to put together a passing attack if they have to come from behind late in the game.
Not much of a tackle there for Morris, but hey, he just did what he had to do.
That's all you need to do.
He did what he had to do. 2nd and 5, a 5-yard gain for Phelan. Wolves keeping it on the ground, and now they go to the air for the first time. They go out there, intended out there for Jason Frack, and he was covered real well. In fact, almost double coverage out there, Joe.
Well, they've still got the double coverage, and there's another case where I say, hey, if it's not there, don't force it. And Fife did a good job of overthrowing him where it can't be intercepted, but I think you don't even make the throw there. I think when you're as good a runner as he is, take off, gain 3 or 4 yards, and if you happen to break one, which, again, we saw Fife do this last year against Lake Orion. We saw him break one for a touchdown. Do that, but don't force anything. That's something from you get with experience. I know how confident he is in himself. Sometimes you just got to suck it up and run the ball.
3rd and 5. Fife takes it himself. Points a block out. He gets it, gets the first down, and goes out of bounds.
Late hit, maybe. No.
Nope.
They're not going to call a late hit in front of the Berkley bench when they didn't call it for Berkley the other time, and I don't think it's not a malicious hit anyway.
First down at the 47 for Fife.
Well, here's what I wanted to see. The guy's a great athlete. Just let him. Don't throw it when you don't have to. You're not trying to score a touchdown here. He points out the block that he needs, gets the first down, and then, like a good college or NFL quarterback, steps out of bounds.
And he stops the clock with 53.6 seconds left here in the first quarter.
And basketball coaches across the country love seeing him step out of bounds. Don't get hit.
They tried in motion, and we have a whistle there.
Yeah, one of Clarkston's linemen took off at a half count early.
So legal procedure here on the Clarkston Wolves. That'll knock him back.
That was on the right side of the line, and he's coming off the field now to be told what he did.
Yeah. So 2 penalties so far. Let's hear it.
Dead ball. False start. Offense. Repeat the down.
2 on the Wolves and 1 on the Bears, so penalties not really making any difference so far. Brown in motion. Fife to the first man, long, takes it outside. He'll get the first down and more. Corey Morris to catch him, but angling is number 28.
I thought
Morris Wallstead, David Wallstead finally caught him. I thought Morris was going to get from behind, but Wallstead had a good angle.
Yeah, the only thing that got between Morris and Long was a teammate. And boy, again, we've seen this play all night so far working. And we were going crazy about the misdirection and play faking from Berkley. There was some great misdirection again there by Clarkston. Both teams are executing little things, little fundamental things that make or break these kind of plays. And they're doing it like it's the 9th week of the season, not like it's the 2nd week.
A 40-yard run for Long. There you see 5 carries for 95 yards already for the fullback.
It's Long,
and who would have thought that?
It's Long and Phelan, and Fife is just a supporting player right now.
Here's Phelan. As the blocking breaks down for Clarkston on that one, and we'll probably see a holding call here as Phelan is hit right at about the line of scrimmage. There it is. There's the call, and it'll knock the Wolves back again. So the Wolves now getting a little tired maybe down there, picking up some penalties along the way.
They're doing some run blocking that they're not used to doing. It hasn't affected them yet, though. And again, we're not trying to say that Dane Fife's not important. My gosh, these running plays are happening because the defense is keying on him. But aside from just getting easy rushing yardage like they are, every time he doesn't throw is another time he doesn't get hit. It's another time he doesn't have to deal with
holding on the offense. Repeat the down. First down.
Every time he gets hit, loses a little wind, you get to that 4th quarter, he's a little more tired. If you do have to come from behind or sustain a drive or do anything like that, the fewer throws, the fewer times he's really involved in the play now, the better off you are in the 4th quarter for him. This is great to have him handing off to Clarkston, as long as it's effective.
It'll be 1st and 20 now. Fife to throw to going to the tight end, and again, that was underthrown, but he might have seen some defensive players back there.
Yeah, he saw it was covered, and it's the same throw that he completed earlier to the tight end, and that he threw it low, where nobody else could catch it, but he threw it so low that even the tight end can't get it. That's number 85, Travis Pegg.
Yeah, he saw Greg Hadfield coming right into the picture.
And Jason Frack, who caught that first pass of the game, hasn't even been thrown to since. Guy that caught 8 passes last week, he went downfield, into the end zone and was double covered. At that time, Fife did a good job of not forcing anything. You've got 2nd and 19.
3 receivers split out to the left, and they go to the fullback Long again. Long into the backfield pass. Wallstead this time for the touchdown.
Touchdown, Clarkston.
24 yards for the touchdown for Long. And, well, he's over 100 yards now.
Wow. What quarter are we in?
We are in the first, and we have 17 seconds left. Only in the first quarter, and look at this. Here's Jeff Long.
And the TCI record is, I think, 380 yards last year by Dennis Mahan in a game, and right now he's on a pace to break it. So I'm not saying I think he's going to do that, but...
Flag on the play now in the extra point attempt.
Well, we're having problems on these extra points.
Yeah. And the Wolves are having problems right now. Procedure again.
Ball start on the offense. Repeat.
And they will attempt the extra point again here.
If you're scouting Clarkston right now and you have to play them in the next couple weeks, what are you going to do?
What are you going to focus on? Kevin Mason, his extra point is good. A little further out after the hold there from Dane Fife, and it is now 21-12 with 17 seconds left on the clock here in the first quarter. Let's go down and hear this touchdown and hear how it sounds down on the field.
Long had 64 yards on this touchdown drive, and here's the end of the touchdown drive. Again, a little misdirection. Has to beat one man to the outside, and he's gone.
That's how it sounds from up here, I should say.
He's had a pretty good career this quarter.
Yes, excellent career. As a fullback, you don't get too many 100-yard games. 9 plays, 74 yards, 2 minutes off the clock, and capped off by the 24-yard run by Jeff Long.
You know, and I'd said going into that drive that the momentum from the first two wasn't quite there the way it was earlier, because they did have to sit on the bench for a long time. It obviously didn't affect their offense at all. And they didn't have to force anything. They had 2nd and 19. They didn't panic. Scores a touchdown on 2nd down and 19. They didn't force any bad throws there.
The kick is a little short at the 15, taken there by Corey Morris. Morris cutting away from the block and then cut back through the blockers, and one man to beat. And the Clarkston Wolves are happy to have Brad Conley back there to get him out of bounds. But great field position for the Bears as they get the ball at about the 44-yard line of Clarkston. Let's take a look at Morris. Morris will come back away from the blocks and then cut back in. Watch.
Yeah, he sees the hole right here, and I think right here he thinks he's gone, and he just doesn't have the angle on Conley. Conley, who scored the first touchdown of the game, makes an equally big play on special teams there, preventing a Berkley touchdown. But that is the Clarkston special teams that was susceptible to the return last week, and now Berkley's got the ball in Clarkston territory already.
And we're still in the first quarter, folks. 7 seconds left. This will be the last play. Wallstead takes it himself. Wanted to pitch, and does. He finally gets it off, and it turns out to be a nice game. But now we see a penalty flag after the tackle on the carry. It was David Wallstead, so Jeremy pitching out to his brother at the last second.
Well, and they had that kind of communication like they've been doing it since they were 2 years old there with that pitch.
You wonder where the pitch was, but he did pitch back. But
I want to know, was he down?
Yeah,
Where
let's
was
take
his
a look.
knee?
No flag.
No flag.
No flag. They wave it off.
Yeah, I doubt there was any. I didn't know what they were
flagging. Take a look at where the pitch was. Now, did he pitch forward or back?
Well,
I think it was parallel.
It doesn't matter. He's behind the line of scrimmage.
No.
Oh, that's a good play.
Good play.
But you know what? Even if he passes it forward, he's behind the line of scrimmage.
He can still do that. It's a shuttle pass.
That's what I kept watching. Was he crossing the line of scrimmage, and he never did.
Okay.
So it's a forward pass.
Pat Fox happy with that, and that will end the first quarter of play here at Berkley High School. As we head into the second quarter, the score 21-12 in favor of the Clarkston Wolves. But here come the Berkley Bears again, folks. And we'll be right back with second quarter action after this.
When you call Modernistic, we'll show up with this: $35,000 worth of carpet and upholstery cleaning technology. Call the competition, they'll probably show up with this. Our truck-mounted equipment can professionally clean your carpets with 10 times the power of portable cleaners, removing dirt, harmful bacteria, pollens, and more. The competition can't. Of course, there is one thing the competition does that we can't. They make a lot more noise.
Modernistic, count on us.
The Clarkston Wolves lead 21-12 over the Berkley Bears, ready to start the second quarter. And the Berkley Bears have the ball in pretty good field position now. It'll be second and about 5 coming up. Corey Morris, 3 returns for 77 yards, and the last one really sprung him.
Oh, he's doing a little bit of everything. He's got pass reception for a 74-yard touchdown.
Tackles.
He's got a lot of rushing. He's got a lot of tackles. He's made a couple of blocks on some other guys' runs.
Yeah. Well, we saw him last week, and
he was out for the coin toss,
did a good job. That's right, all by himself. Normally, see,
that's leadership.
A few guys out there. He said, "I'll take myself, guys." Here we go. Second down. And 5 for the Berkley Bears. Ball at about the 38-yard line. Ball taken by Kenwan Gray, and he's brought down by number 44, Jeff Long, and almost a late hit in there for the Wolves.
Good pursuit, and I was going to bring that up. And again, we've got a guy who's not on our roster, number 25, but it's almost a late hit, but it's not a late hit. And take a look at it. What it does, though, we're talking about a little extra hit on Dane Fife here and there. A little extra hit on Kenwan Gray here and there.
Start feeling those by the end of the game.
Those add up at the fourth quarter, and that's not late because he's not on the ground yet. He rolled over the defender, and that's a legal hit, but almost. That adds up as the game goes on.
Well, they string him out. It'll be 3rd and about 4 now. In motion, Kenwan Gray. They go to Corey Morris, and Morris is going to be short of the first down.
Forward progress was up a little bit. I think he spun back, but it's going to be 4th and I think 1, maybe a yard and a half. And I think you'd go for this, I would say.
Here's Morris, puts his head down, trying to go forward, and a good defensive play down there by the Wolves to stop him a yard short. So 4th and 1 as we...
Now, do you go to the horse here, or do you use him as a decoy? They do have a quarterback who can run. I go with Morris.
I go with Morris. Let's see what they do. Kenwan Gray in motion. They go with Morris. He picks up the first down just shy of the 30-yard line at about the 31.
Say, if a guy that big and strong can't gain your yard, you're not gaining the yard.
Yep. So Corey Morris with a big run here.
And the beauty of that is
blocking hole, too.
That Wallstedt's already proven that he's got the play action in him, so that you can't totally keep Corey Morris on that play. It's just enough to give him a little bit of freedom there.
Wallstedt takes it himself. Pitch back to Kenwan Gray, but they're on the short side of the field. He just ran out of territory.
Yeah, that was the George Perlis offense right there. That never works.
Run to the short side of the field. Flag on the play, and it's holding on the Bears. So
right.
The Bears now.
You know what happens when you run the George Perlis offense?
What's that?
You end up running out of town.
He ran out of real estate there. There was no room to pitch. But
that's going to come back.
That'll knock him back from the point of the infraction.
Actually, I think George Perlis' offense is an oxymoron.
There is no
Holding on the offense. Repeat first down.
Let's take a look at the Berkley Bears, see if we can find the holding. There's a lot of bodies down there.
Well, the flag came way back here somewhere.
Yeah.
I don't think it affected the play. You saw the flag come flying in right there. And there's no way we could have seen it from there.
Handoff goes to Kenwan Gray, the second back through. And he gets close to getting that yardage back, but not enough.
Well,
it'll be second and long again, second and about 15.
They use Corey Morris as the decoy. And let's not forget, Kenwan Gray gained 140 yards last week. He was the offensive star of that game. And actually, Morris was the 3rd guy. Wallstedt was the 2nd best offensive guy on that team last week. Morris dominated defensively. Keep going to Kenwan Gray when you can. Now you've got second down and a real long way to go.
Second and 15. Jeremy Wallstedt sends David Wallstedt in motion. Goes back to throw. Has some time. Unloads downfield, and we've got pass interference. Intended down there for Doug Fisher, and right over his back was number 23, Brad Conley. Let's take a look. Conley even knocks him down on this.
Oh, yeah. Fisher's open. Right by here is where I can see him coming across from the opposite side of the field. The throw's there.
Yeah.
And he's over his back.
He's already on top of him. Contact was made. So it'll be a Berkley first down. And the Bears will take this. So the penalty's starting to pile up now for the Wolves. Even though they lead 21-12, they are starting to get a little bit sloppy.
Okay, bring up the penalty flag, and I can tell you that it's 15.
Now, well, they'll take it. I think you get an automatic first down on this. It's 15 yards from the line of scrimmage.
They go from the line of scrimmage and they'll give them a first down. It may not even be past the yardage that they needed for the first.
Oh, it was.
As it turns out,
Defensive pass interference. First down.
Let's see. I don't know if it's an automatic first down.
No?
I think it's not, but I think he got, well, we don't know, but it didn't matter.
As it turns out, the penalty yardage
yeah,
gave
with the yardage he got it, so I guess we still don't know.
We'll have to call Lyle Sanderson this week. 8:44 left in the second quarter. So we refer to Lyle Sanderson. He is the officials head of the referees here in the state.
Jay Richardson, no relation to the coach. Good play.
I don't know if Kenwan Gray was even looking for the pitch. I thought he thought Jeremy Wallstead was down. Take a look.
Well, Richardson was looking for Kenwan Gray. Take a look. He's got the ball.
Kenwan Gray wasn't even looking at Wallstead.
It didn't matter. Richardson was in there so quick. That's probably why he wasn't looking for it, because he didn't think he'd pitch to him. But right now, the Clarkston defense made some sort of adjustment to these pitches on the last couple of plays, and it might just be a matter of execution.
2nd and 11. Hey, look at this. Kenwan Gray trying to get some yardage. Almost broke free.
How did he get the ball?
They're running some great fakes in there.
I mean, I wonder if that was a pass, a shuffle pass or something. I don't know. All I saw was Corey Morris going to the line and quarterback go left. And suddenly I see this guy with the ball who wasn't involved in anything going the other way.
So 3rd and 5 coming up now for the Bears. And the Wolves trying to get tough now deep in their own territory at about the 16-yard line. Bears need a play here. Handoff to Corey Morris, breaks it outside. Will he get the first down? And he won't. He's going to be short a yard or two.
And they've already gone for it once. Why not do it again? This guy can get it. That's the first time in 2 games, I think, that we've seen them run Corey Morris around in. Everything's been through the gut. It's a little different. Now they're going to call a timeout.
Gray usually gets it. Timeout called by Jeremy Wallstead. Timeout with 7:05 left on the clock.
Tell you, I got to think, though, last week I think they were going to Kenwan Gray because he was kind of feeling it offensively, and I don't think Corey Morris was. And I kind of get the feeling it's the exact opposite today. I don't think Kenwan Gray is into it offensively as much as he was, and Corey Morris definitely is.
It's nice to have that option, too, to have 2 big, strong backs like that.
Absolutely.
Next week, it'll be the Rochester Falcons taking on the Lake Orion Dragons. That'll be Saturday and Monday at 8 p.m. right here on TCI 63.
They got a nice press box in Lake Orion.
4th down and 3 coming up. Oh, up there in Lake Orion?
Oh, is it nice?
Oh, that ought to be nice. We've been there. It's been a while since we've been up there.
Oh, you didn't? Last year. You weren't at the game. Yeah. You did it. It was great. Against Clarkston. It was the last week of the season, regular season.
4th and 3 coming up. You can see us here in our press box. This is a pretty nice press box.
This is pretty nice, too.
It is well lit, and we can see our papers. Some press boxes keep the lights off.
Yeah.
And we have to squint to see our paper. There you see Pat Fox looking on as his team has a crucial 4th down coming up. 4th and about 3.
Oh, well, now you see, I thought it was 4th and 1 when I was thinking about going for it.
Yeah. They stopped him pretty good. They strung it out. I thought Morris got a few yards. Let's take a look now.
This is supreme confidence.
4th and 3.
I like the call, though.
Jeremy Wallstead, the quarterback. Fumble. Ball is loose. Clarkston has it.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. They would have anyway on the stop. And as good as they pulled off that fake handoff earlier in the game, this time, nothing there. I mean, they didn't even make the exchange.
Yeah, no.
So a problem with the exchange there. But
Let's see if we can see what he was doing.
Could Morris
fake
have gotten
Scalzi, give it to Morris, and I think Morris was going to reverse.
That's what it was. That's exactly what it was.
I don't think Morris ever had it. You know, I mean, I think he ever had possession of it.
He was still fumbling around with it. I think they were going to give it back to Kenwan Gray, as we saw that last week.
He did take 4:59 off the clock, so that was their first. That was some real good ball possession, but not the way they wanted. Now their defense is stepping up.
Yeah, their defense steps up now and makes a big stop against Long.
I think if you're Clarkston...
Or Phelan, who carried that? Phelan, Long was out there blocking.
If you're Clarkston, stay with what you've been doing. Keep running it. Don't come out and say we're going to go deep on the first play, which they didn't. Because if you make a mistake here, you're letting Berkley back in. Right now, you got Berkley down a little bit. If you can maintain the kind of ball control you've had, you can score a touchdown and almost do it at the end of the half.
Yep. Second down and about 9. He gained about a yard on that. Phelan bounces outside. Phelan close to a first down. He'll be about a yard or 2 short. It'll be third and short yardage coming up.
Well, we got Wayne Wilson and Tom Markowski here from other. We mentioned Jim Evans. These guys all pick players of the week and such. And it's only the first half of the first game that these guys have seen, but I've already got to nominate Jeff Long.
He made a great block out there to spring him.
Thank you. Phelan's got some yardage today. Long's over 100 yards. Phelan's got some serious yardage, and Long is doing all the blocking.
And he sprung. There it is. 11 carries for 73 yards for Phelan. And it was Long who sprung him. This time they show a wishbone. Phelan picks up the first down as he follows his 2 blockers.
And Long was one of them, and he screened off number 2, Bill Walters, and there's a first down for the Wolves. And got to mention, too, about these helmets. Kids wanted them. They like them, so I guess we have to go along with it. But, man, oh, man.
Just to let people know,
helmets.
Joe Abramson, not a U of M fan, so I kind of like the helmets personally.
Yeah, I mean, it's, it's not a wolf thing or anything, though. It's just that's how old leather helmets had their patterns going. That's where that design came from.
But it's a great design nonetheless. Fife! Oh, and Long did it again. Fife unloads. He's got his man Frack for a first down. Well, that play had a lot of stuff going on. In fact,
that's the play of the day.
Yes, a big block back there by Jeff Long on number 80, Doug Fisher. He flattened him, and that gave Fife some time to throw and get it off
watch
the
this guy right here, number 44. Let's hope we can see this.
Yes, it should be in your picture right there.
That guy. Send him out there.
And that gave Fife enough time to throw as he finally got pressured and then just barely got this one off.
And it's like an alley-oop pass, a little basketball coming back there, the jump pass even. And there's the guy who caught 8 last week. Now he's got 2 catches, Frack. And
good coverage down there by our camera down on the field. Here's Long. On the first down carry, gets close to a first down. Gain of about 8 yards.
I was going to say, if they don't let him carry it on this play, something's wrong. You reward a kid for that kind of block. You give him the ball.
Jeff Long playing some very inspiring football here, as he's done it not only defensively but offensively. Has had quite a game, blocking, running, you name it.
Right, he's wearing the right number. Tom Rathman, number 44.
Good fullback number. 4:30 counting down here in the second quarter, and it was a big defensive stance by the Wolves deep in their own territory to stop the Berkley Bears. That has given them the ball back, and now they're in Berkley territory and eating up the clock. Fife handing off to Phelan. Phelan almost tackled in the backfield, but he picks up the first down and finally driven out of bounds by Dave Waldstad.
They started this drive back around their 10-yard line, 10 or 15.
Yeah, about the 15-yard line.
They're up to the 38 already with a first down. They've taken 2 minutes off the clock already. There's 4:10 left in the half, and what I was talking about before, they can possibly score a touchdown and give Berkley hardly any time to come back.
2 receivers split, I formation in the backfield for Dane Fife. 1st and 10. Fife sends Conley in motion. Hand off to Phelan. The tailback dives forward for maybe 4 or 5 yards. So the offensive line is getting a surge, Joe, and they just bowled forward for 4 yards.
Absolutely, and I'm sure Berkley will regroup a little bit at halftime. I know, Pat Fox, was talking to me a little bit about some past history of some games they've played here, and they've won some big games, with Brother Rice and such. But I have seen this before. And this is how their defense has been beaten against teams that can throw. The team just doesn't throw. Then because you have to come out to stop the quarterback. And if you've got the running game,
they've got the tools though to pull this off. That's why. Fife downfield has his tight end.
Flag way on the other
end. Way on the other side of the field, exact opposite of where the tackle was made on Travis Pegg. So this should be an interesting call back here. Could be defensive holding. Or an offensive.
Could be interference, could be an illegal block, could be a lot of things. Let's see. In the meantime, here's Dane Fife throwing off his back foot. That's a lot of velocity off your back foot right there.
Yep, defensive holding is the call, and that'll be declined. When you look at something on that side of the field away from the play, it usually is a defensive call against the defense. So now, Fife's decision, does he want it where it is right now or where they're going to give it to him? So they will take it right there.
The numbers are good.
Let's hear it.
Holding on the defense, declined. First down.
First down for the Clarkston Wolves, ball at the 21-yard line. 6 of 10 passing for Dane Fife for 64 yards, as you see.
I'll tell you, and that's not like, all state numbers, but, something numbers. Now, I do know this for a fact. College coaches don't even know what your numbers are. They don't care about your stats. They watch you on film. They see
the mechanics.
How do you play?
Yeah.
How do you play? How do you lead your team? How do you throw? Do you set up right? He does everything right. And you can throw, again, you can throw for 50, 60 yards. It doesn't matter. He's having an all-state game, too.
Berkley calls timeout now down on the field with 3:07 left here in the first half. And we want to remind you that Inside Mountain Biking is on Tuesday nights at 9:30. Take a look at Inside Mountain Biking, the only local sports show that focuses on the growing sport of mountain biking. Inside Mountain Biking features riding tips, competitor interviews, new product information, where to ride, and much more. Watch Inside Mountain Biking Tuesday at 9:30 right here on TCI 63. And you know who's on that show?
You.
No? See Wade Wilson down there?
I know, his brother.
Wayne Wilson. His brother Wade is on that show.
Wade or Ward?
Ward.
Yeah,
Ward.
His brother's
I'm
big
thinking
time
of the
TV
quarterback.
star.
We're talking about quarterbacks so much.
Yeah.
His brother Ward is on that Inside Mountain Biking show.
It's big time stuff, yeah. Wayne can't get anything like that. Wayne's too busy selling Cosmo t-shirts.
Does Wayne ride bikes? Are you into mountain biking? No. So you gotta watch a show.
Wayne goes to Pearl Jam concerts.
Here we go. Clarkston Wolves, 1st and 10. After the timeout by the Bears. The pitch back to Phelan. Phelan cuts up, sees a block, and he is out of bounds after about a 6-yard gain. Let's see where they mark it, and a good run there on the first down for the Clarkston Wolves. They continue to move the ball, Joe.
And he's not, and the clock's running, so he didn't quite get out of bounds, which is actually great for Clarkston because they don't need they don't need to stop the clock. And again, you got to remember something. Dane Fife is only a junior, and I still say right now he's one of the 3 or 4 best high school quarterbacks I've ever seen in this state. And I just imagine how good he's going to be next year.
Well, he's running the offense out there, and you got to give him some credit for getting these plays off. There's Jeff Long again. Long muscles forward, close to a first down.
Also, they'll stop the clock to move the chains. He did get it first. And is it touching the 10? I think it's 1st and goal. I'm not sure. Kind of close there.
Yeah, we'll see if they mark the chains. If they pull the chains, nope, now they get them off. Yep, it is 1st and goal.
Yeah, it's
they
right
had the chains out there, and the referee said, no, pull them. We'll go for the end zone.
Again, that clock is moving. By the time this ball is snapped, you're going to be under 2 minutes. Look at that.
You see the current drive. 5 minutes, and they have 2 minutes left. 1st and goal. Again, the fullback. Long, he fumbles it. But they said he was down. The whistle was down when he went down. So a big break for the Wolves as the ground.
Well, I never saw any of that.
He was on the far side. 2nd and goal from about the 6-yard line, 6 or 7-yard line.
Yeah, there's no argument from Berkley players or coaches, but
they did whistle it quickly. Let's take a look.
Oh yeah, he's down. Ground can't cause a fumble. Boy, did that happen fast.
Whew. Big break for the Wolves.
And again, that clock continues to run.
Ball at about the 6-yard line. 2nd and 6 now. And goal, I should say. Phelan, good cutback to get close to the end zone. It'll be 3rd and about a yard or 2.
Well, there's where it would have helped them if they hadn't gotten that ball to the 10 the last time. They would have a 1st and goal now and be able to run more plays and take time off the clock.
Phelan, good cutback here. That's what gets him the yardage.
That and all the blocking by the big fellas up front. Good blocks by Matt Gifford, among other guys on the front line. Now you're at a minute left in the half, and you're on the 1-yard line.
3rd and goal from the 1. Wishbone, 2 tight ends for the Wolves. First man through, Long, and he's done it all night. Will he get in now? Yes. Jeff Long, touchdown from the 1-yard line.
Wow. Now, you got 43.7 seconds. They've got one of those basketball clocks working on the football scoreboard here. Probably not enough time unless you can run the kickoff back, which again has happened. Berkeley's known for doing it, and Clarkston last week was giving them up. But right now, you're about to have a 16-point deficit for the Bears, assuming they make this kick here.
Jeff Long picks up his 3rd touchdown of the night. The extra point is up. It is good. And why not? They've had a perfect drive every time they've had the ball. Maybe a couple penalties, but hey, they've done what they've had to do.
You know what the penalties do? They let Jeff Long gain more yards.
Eat up more of the clock.
You know, the penalty goes against the team. He gets to get those 10 yards back on the ground.
Well, Clarkston 28, Berkley 12, and the Bears will get it back with very little time left, 43.7 seconds.
All right, and if you're Pat Fox, you go in, you tell your guys, Berkeley's going to start the half with the ball. And if you do something great here, that I'm assuming they're not going to score here. But if you take the opening drive of the second half is crucial. You've got to come out and score. You go for 2, you get it within 8. And this is what you got to be telling your guys, getting them positive about this. And then the defense has to come out and stop them. Nobody's defense has stopped anybody tonight. Berkeley fumbled it on 4th down, but heck, they marched down to the 10-yard line on that last drive.
Yeah.
There have been no punts.
Good point, no punt so far. Here's a low kick taken by one of the up men, and his knee was down. That was taken by Doug Fisher. His knee hit the ground at about the 25-yard line, 26-yard line. That's where we'll start.
Here's where the new rule comes into play. This time last year, once this ball gets set down, the clock, which has 42.9 seconds on it, would start running. Now the clock won't start running until the snap, so Berkley doesn't have to waste a timeout.
Yeah, big advantage for the Bears right now.
And they've got I think they've got 2 timeouts left because they called one on that 4th down. So 2 timeouts, 43 seconds. They've got some passing ability. They've got the athletes. Corey Morris took a little swing pass, took it 74 yards. They could probably get themselves into scoring position with a big play.
Here's the first play of the drive. It goes to Corey Morris. Morris eludes one tackler and then finally down at about the 31. Gain of about 5 yards.
Well, they're not going to call timeout. And I think when you're in 30, I don't know if I'd probably do the same thing because there's more negative that can happen here than positive. Maybe you get lucky. I'd maybe throw the ball here.
2nd and 5 for the Bears. In motion, Wallstatt. They give it to Corey Morris. Morris breaks into the backfield, and he's down at about the 46-yard line. And a first down for the Bears with 9.6 seconds left, and they call a timeout. Yeah. Now, Joe, you're right. They have a little bit more room, and now they can try something.
Yeah, do something. Try to. I don't know they even worry about field goal position because field goal gets you within 13 and helps you a little, but maybe you can come up with one of your trick plays. We've seen a couple of tricks already. I think they've got the hook. At least they used to have the hook and lateral in their playbooks. I've seen them run it. They've got a couple other. I'm sure they've got other trick plays with that wing tee.
I'm wondering if Kenwan Gray can throw the ball. If they do that fake around, throw it back to Jeremy Wallstead, he's going to have a clear field on the other side of the field. We saw him last week against the Highlanders. Jeremy Wallstead gained over 100 yards rushing, and we saw him on that big run here after the fake. So he's got some great ability, and I say why not throw it back to him and have everybody come over here to the right side and throw back over to the left. He'd be gone.
All right.
I sold Joe on it. Hey.
Okay.
Here we go.
Oh, God.
Fumble, and the Clarkston Wolves get it back with 4.5 seconds left. So they were going to try something, Joe.
Tell you, the guy that recovered it could have picked it up and run with it. That'd be another touchdown, maybe. As it is, again, Clarkston, they could use a timeout, and I think they're going to anyway, but the clock wouldn't have started. 4.5 seconds, and again, you've got the best quarterback in the state.
Why not unload?
And he can scramble, and he's got a gun. Send it deep.
There's a timeout call down there by Clarkston. So now, Pat Fox finds himself on the defensive end of things.
I'll tell you what I do, too, though, if I'm Pat Fox. Let's take a look at this.
Let's see where the problem was. There's the fake. Too high. He hit him up here in the chest.
Like you said, on the last time it happened on that 4th down, this was this is what was their bread and butter today. This was working like gangbusters, and suddenly in this quarter they've had 2 terrible circumstances where
key downs.
But I tell you, here, remember, this isn't unlike the pros. High school and college football, pass interference is only 15 yards. So if you interfere with a guy in the end zone, he's not getting it on the 1. So if you're Berkley and it looks like the guy's going to catch it, nail him.
Yeah,
because you're not going to put him in field goal range. You're just going to give him another shot at it.
Well, you see turnovers. Berkley 2, Clarkston none yet. First and 10. It should be the last play of the first half. Fife back to throw, and he is just buried at his own 45-yard line.
There's a flag, and he's limping off the field a little, and this is what. Oh man, he's limping pretty.
I don't think that was a flag. That was a mark. They threw the mark.
It might have been a holding anyway, but he's limping off the field, and this is what Berkley intended to do all day, assuming Clarkston was gonna throw the ball. He hasn't. This is the first time he's really been nailed. But there's Corey Morris. That's the guy who they want in there blitzing him. This was their first clean shot at him. And that's, I think, what you would have seen. If Clarkston had come out with the game plan they had last week of throwing, that's the results they would have had. Instead, you alter your game plan.
And after that last play, Coach Pat Fox talking to Kenwan Gray out there saying, hey, we need you in this game right now.
On the offensive end of the ball.
On both ends, and especially offensively, with the mistakes they've had. We're at halftime here at Berkley High School. The score, 28 in favor of Clarkston, and the Berkley Bears 12. We'll be back with halftime stats right after these messages. Stay with us. If you wish a video cassette of TCI Sports, the cost is $25. Send a check payable to TCI, along with your name, address, and the names of the teams that played in the game, to TCI Sports Videotapes, 4500 Delamere Boulevard, Royal Oak, Michigan, 48073. Remember to tell us which game you wish to receive. And thank you for watching TCI Sports.
It's the way you inspire. It's the way you grow. It's the way you lead. It's the way you play. It's the way you work. It's the way you discover. TCI. It's the way you learn.
It's the way you learn.
TCI Cablevision of Oakland County, nominated in 3 categories for National Cable Ace. Sports Programming. Public Affairs. Overall commitment to local programming.
And the Cable Ace award goes to Transition. The Cable Ace goes to TCI Cablevision of Oakland County.
TCI 63. See what you've been missing. The TCI Sports Game of the Week is brought to you by Modernistic Carpet Cleaning, Comet Burgers in Royal Oak. Buy 1 burger, get 1 free when you mention TCI Sports. Mike's Market Share Coupon Book, and by Bell Tire. Halftime here at Berkley High School. Dave Zorin along with Joe Abramson. The Clarkston Wolves lead the Berkley Bears 28-12. And let's take a look at and recap the first half for you. Scoring-wise, it was Conlon getting this pass from Fife for 8 yards for the first score of the game with 8:32 left in the first quarter.
That was a good ball control drive by Clarkston, and it set the tone for their offense. They ran the ball, passed only when they needed to.
That was Brad Connolly who got that one here. Morris gets the pass from Wallstad and goes 74 yards. The extra point was no good, and it was 7-6 after this one.
As Corey Morris, again, a little different than last week, he became the focal point of the offense from the get-go for the Bears.
And he did it on that one. 74 yards in the pass from Morris. Now, Clarkston scores on this Jeff Long run from 3 yards out. The extra point was good, and it was 14-6. Berkley came right back.
And what a fake. and it's Corey Morris does not have the ball there. The quarterback Wallstedt does, and he trots into the end zone untouched.
24 yards on the run for Wallstedt. Made it 14-12, and the extra point was no good again. Here, Jeff Long on a 24-yard run makes it 21-12.
And Jeff Long is just having the game of his life.
Then in the second quarter, with 43.7 seconds left in the quarter, Jeff Long with a 1-yard run. The extra point was good, made it 28-12, and that's where we stand right now.
And Long over 100 yards rushing, and he's been blocking the way for Phelan to get over 100 yards as well.
Here you see the statistics, lopsided if you take a look at Clarkston's side, but...
And take a look at this. How many people would have predicted Berkley would have more passing yards than Clarkston? But it's all on one play, and in fact, the average yards per play, Berkley's 8.4, Clarkston 7.8. That's because there's one 74-yard play. You take that out. Clarkston is using ball control. Dane Fife is passing when needed, and we saw in the last play of the half why. He drops back, he gets nailed by Corey Morris. If that's what they were doing, the same offense they ran last week, Berkley'd be winning this game. Instead, they're adjusting to what they anticipated. Berkley's blitzing, that's fine. Jeff Long and Phelan are doing the job on the ground. Fife's throwing when he has to, very accurate, got a touchdown pass, no turnovers. Time of possession, Berkley wanted to control the ball. Instead, it's Clarkston. The 2 turnovers for Berkley, the one at the end of the half didn't matter. The other one on 4th down did. They were at the 10-yard line, about to have a chance to tie the score up or maybe
And you're looking at the numbers, 303 total yards for Clarkston. The helmets that they have, those are old Bull Schembechler type numbers that they're putting up there.
But Michigan does that kind of stuff now, although you know what? These are Bo Schembechler type numbers, 239 yards rushing and 64 yards passing.
That's it.
So
That's what I'm saying. That's why they got the helmets now. There is Corey Morris, 188 total all-purpose yardage. That's receiving 74, rushing 37, and kickoff return 77. So he has done it all with the ball, and he's been doing it defensively too.
Made a couple of big tackles defensively. As you see, 10 carries for 37 yards. Not a great average, but again, he's a fullback. He's running it up the middle. He's going to be worn out by the end of this game. He's really having to do it all, and they've got to have a couple other guys step up. I think you got to have Kenwan Gray step it up offensively so that maybe you can have Corey Morris think more about the defense. I know that Pat Fox wanted him more into the offense. Right now, they've got to come up with a way to stop the Wolves. They can't play even in the second half or they lose.
Here you see on the other side, 16 carries and 98 yards for Phelan, but the big guy has been number 44 for them. The kick right down the right side of the field, taken by Doug Fisher.
Doug Fisher carries the ball.
Good field position, ball at about the 36-yard line, so 1st and 10 there for the Bears.
And they've had good field position all night on the kick returns. You know, the last time Morris got the ball on the other side of the 50, and I think if you're the Bears right now, you're hoping and praying that was the last kickoff return you're going to have, because if Clarkston kicks off again, it means that they scored again. Kenwan Gray, only 5 carries, 28 yards, not a bad average. I think you've got to get him more into the offense. You've got to sustain a drive right here.
Everybody's shifting now on the Berkley offensive backfield, and Kenwan Gray has it. And only pickup of a few yards as the play breaks down, getting in there and stopping things up. There's Chris Evans, number 35 for Clarkston.
Well, and a couple other guys, including Jeff Long. Jeff Long is doing it all. You know, we're talking about Corey Morris playing both ways and doing a good job. Jeff Long's in there as well. And Kenwan Gray, that's the play they want to run. They're just not getting the holes that they were finding last week against Adams.
Also Tim Rebb, number 63 in there.
Yeah, and this is, when you run that wing T, it's not a quick scoring offense in terms of throwing. You might get it on a long run, but maybe you got to throw again. He's 1 for 1.
There it is. And off to Corey Morris. Morris hit at the line of scrimmage and knocked back.
Who hit him?
And number 44, Jeff Long, right there again. There he is.
I don't know. This guy from the news here better make him player of the week.
He is having the game of his high school career right now.
Wow.
Look at that. He could just quit right now and have a great game, but he is not quitting. 10 carries, 137 yards for Long, but also defensively, he's just done a great job.
And remember, he's blocked for his halfback to gain 100 yards as well.
In motion, Wallstad. The handoff goes to Gray. Gray cuts up the middle and gets a pretty good gain, but not enough for the first down. It'll be 4th and short yardage, and the punting team comes on.
Ryan Kulka grabbed him around the ankles and prevented him from getting the first down, and yeah, I don't think you can go for it here.
This is the first punt we will see tonight, as we see Kenwan Gray trying to get that first down and just miss it.
Yeah, I don't think they would run any fakes, but the punter is Corey Morris.
Morris to punt.
You've got a guy to throw to on the right side. If they want to fake it, they've got it.
Let's see what they do. They're going to try to draw the...
Just fake it. Throw it to this guy. Oh, man.
Morris with a good boot on this one. Gets it inside the 30, and that time saw Conley run into one of his own men.
They had Greg Hadfield on the right wing for the Bears, uncovered with a blocker. Usually there's a guy there to block. Well, I guess we can't see it from here, but right along the edge to the right sideline was Greg Hadfield all by himself. And if all they had to do was really turn and throw it, he'd have gotten the first down.
Conley runs into his own player, and they're down at about the 27-yard line. Fife to throw on a first down. Has his man and complete to number 7, Mark Andruzzi. Let's see, what is that? Andruzu. It's an L or a U at the end there.
It's Andruzu. We're sorry, Mark.
Second down and
if you're watching. Blame the photocopy guy. Yeah. Anyway, this is another low throw by Fife. We had a couple of those to the tight end in the first half. Good catch, though.
It is an L. I can see it on his uniform now.
You know, they're only getting about 6 yards per pass play, but that's all they're needing.
And Breslin picks up 5, and now they go to the ground again.
That's Phelan.
And Phelan picks up another few yards. It'll be 3rd and short yardage now.
Well, yeah, Phelan's over 100, and he hasn't scored a touchdown yet, so they probably want to get him involved in the scoring when they get down closer to the end zone. But right now, again, you've got 3rd and about a yard. And the Berkley defense has to come up with something big right here. I think if you're Clarkston, you just give it to Long and let him do it.
Yep, he's the one you got to go to, but they do have the wishbone now. The pitch goes back to Phelan. They try to go on the outside. Phelan cuts up and picks up the first down. So not what Joe and I called, but they do pick up the first down.
But man, I know we're sounding like president of the Long fan club here, but he made another good block.
Yep.
Let's take a look right there, number 44. Frees open the hole. Phelan reads it real well.
You can see 44.
Knows that he's not looking for a touchdown. He's looking to gain a yard, and that's what he does. He sees the hole, gets the first down. Anything after that is gravy. Now you've got first down and 10 on your own 39. You've got plenty of room to maybe try to open it up.
I formation. In motion goes Conley. Fife handing off to the tailback Phelan. Phelan tripped up there by number 44, Greg Hadfield. Hadfield just stuck out his arm and got him that time.
Good thing Hadfield did it, because if not, I think Phelan busted out. I don't think he scores a touchdown.
Let's take a look again.
I don't think he's going to score a touchdown if he gets out. But right there he gets tripped up. But he's going to gain at least 10 more yards if not for that.
Gain of about 4. It'll be 2nd and 6 coming up now. I formation.
Let's see if they throw. You've got Jason Fracks spread out wide to the left.
Matt Brown in motion.
Fracks caught 8 last week.
They go to Fracks, slanting in, picks up the first down.
He's the guy that caught 8 passes last week. He only had 2 in the first half. Maybe it's time to get him a little more involved. And you have to know if you're Clarkston that Berkley adjusted a little at halftime. There's Frack 2 for 22 before that play. Now it was his 3rd catch. You take a look here against that quick hitch, a bit of a slant pattern. Get a couple yards after the catch, gets him the first down. Like I was saying, Clarkston has to figure on Berkley adjusting at halftime somewhat. They're not going to totally give Dane Fife freedom to throw, but they can't gear up completely against the run like they did in the first half. You have to acknowledge the run now. That's going to free up a little bit of passing time for him, and now I think it's maybe run more balanced offense.
Conley and Maytrot up top. They pitch back to Phelan. He's got a lot of room out there. Bounces outside, picks up the first down and more. Out to about the 30-yard line. Finally brought down by number 42, Tim Dombrowski.
Yeah, we're talking about blocking. Eric Blundy that time, I think, helped spring him. He got a quick block, number 65. I don't know if we'll be able to see him from up here or not. Long again with the initial block, and Blundy frees him right there. Just holds up number 42, Tim Dombrowski. That allows Phelan to get outside the containment and get downfield and make the D-backs do the tackling.
Ball just outside the 30-yard line at the 31. 1st and 10 for the Clarkston Wolves. They are on the move now, I formation. Phelan the tailback. They go to the fullback, long. Gain of a couple yards.
Boy, I think from Clarkston, I'd consider trying to throw a pass right there. I think they had single coverage with Conley. He had Hennessy on him to the left side, and if they can throw a fade pattern, they might be able to get single coverage. If he can beat him deep and make score. Try to throw a slant, they've got a safety kind of edging over, waiting for it to happen. It won't work, but coverage he's so close to him on the coverage that if he can just get a step, he's going to get past him.
Long goes out. Gets a breather. 2nd down and about 8. In motion goes Brown. Pitch goes to Phelan. Phelan gets hit in the backfield, but then springs loose. Phelan, 1st down and more. Phelan, touchdown, Clarkston.
Well, we'd said he hadn't scored a touchdown yet, and now he's in the scorebook too. Great run. Wow. And they've got Kenwan Gray on the ground. I don't know if he's hurt or exhausted or both. He's slow to get up back around the 21-yard line. Let's take a look at this, though. Phelan's going to go right, make a move. Everything kind of collapses on the right side. Now he's freelancing to the left. Right about here, Kenwan Gray from behind just can't wrap him up, and now he's gone.
Clarkston Wolves in there. You mentioned Phelan didn't get a touchdown, so you were right on the money in saying that he wanted to get his touchdown. The extra point attempt is up. They were going for the block, but he still got it through. It is good. And the score 35-12 with 5:45 left in the 3rd quarter. Phelan's run was about 28 yards. And it puts Clarkston up 35-12.
I'll tell you, all those people who do all the predicting, including us, picked Clarkston to win this game, but I don't think anybody thought they were going to do this. I think people, well, except I do think Cosmo thought it was going to be like the Brother Rice game and Berkley was going to win a close one. But everybody else, anyone who knew anything, Cosmo doesn't know what he's talking about, but all these other guys, you see a happy Clarkston bench with another 8-play drive, ball control, taking 4:11 off the clock, making it even harder for them to come back. But as I said, I think most people expected Clarkston to win, but nobody expected this.
And on that side, the Berkley fans, let's see, well, that's the Clarkston
That's the Clarkston side. It's cold outside.
Look at that.
It must be cold because the sports writers are in here in the press box instead of on the field where they can get a better view of things.
This is the first taste of fall we're getting tonight. A little bit cooler than most of the summer nights.
Does that mean the golf courses are going to close soon?
That could be. I think summer's going to come back in a few games later on this month.
Good.
It'll be Mason to kick. Kevin Mason kicks it short again, hitting at the 25 and then getting past Kenwan Gray, and now he springs loose. Look at Kenwan Gray, and he fumbled the ball.
Who got it?
He landed on Brad Bailey, and Bailey, just his being there, sprung the ball loose, but the Berkley Bears do get it back.
He was initially tripped up by Richardson.
Watch, he'll go airborne when he hits Bailey. Now, this is just a great job by Kenwan Gray to get out of this end of the field here.
Now he's going to go upfield, and you're going to see number 5, I believe it is, come up and trip him up right there. 5, Richardson trips him up, and then he gets nailed here. There's the fumble. Let's see if we can see who falls on it. Number 54. That's Tim DeBestos. Yep.
And there's Kenwan Gray coming out. He didn't expect that hit right before he went down.
Well, remember, he came up a little lame on that touchdown run, too. I don't know if he's injured or tired. I'm sure he's tired.
Wallstead hands off to Corey Morris. Morris bounces outside, picks up the 1st down. He's into the backfield and more. And finally, tripping him up. Number 6 there for Clarkston. That's another number we don't have. This is a big roster that Clarkston has. They don't even have a lot of guys.
That's the player to be named later.
Yeah. 23 yards on the carry for Corey Morris, and it gets him out to the 46-yard line and some breathing room for the Bears.
They need this. They need Corey Morris to do a lot more of this right now. And you're asking a whole lot of this guy, though, because he's having to do it all on defense, too. But, you know, you can rest tomorrow.
Jeremy Wallstead calling the signals, 1st and 10 from the 46. Morris tippy-toes back there, waits for the blocks to set up, and dives forward for about a 4-yard gain.
Just nothing developed there at all. And Clarkston read the play.
He's done that twice now, Joe. The last 2 plays, he's just kind of tippy-toed out there, waiting for the blocking, and tries to spring.
He's waiting for a hole to open up, and it's just not opening. And you know what else? I'm telling you, he's tired.
Yeah, he's doing it all. He is.
He's exhausted.
Working hard defensively, working hard offensively.
You know, when you're talking about how to preserve Dane Fife with all those hits he's not taking, and it'll pay off in the second half. Well, Corey Morris has been delivering and taking hits all game long, and this is the payoff. Now he's a little tired. It's going to be a step slower.
Fake to Morris. Wallstead looking for a receiver, takes it himself and picks up the first down. And delivers a blow there.
I like that. I like Wallstead doing that. That's the kind of thing maybe the rest of the guys see that the quarterback's going to stick his neck in there and try to run somebody over. Maybe everybody else gets a little more inspired. Who'll look a little bit like one of my favorite guys, Jim McMahon.
That blow that he gave at the end, you could hear that as he picks up the first down at the 40. Into Clarkston territory, in motion. Kenwan Gray, but they hand off to Morris. Morris breaks through, still in bounds, and manages to pick up 3 or 4 more yards just by spinning and falling forward to the 25.
And again, folks, I don't know if you appreciate how well he's playing. These guys in college and pros that put forth efforts like this, they're not playing both ways. He's doing all this defensively, too. I'm saying this is a tired guy. This is someone who's not going to want to get up in the morning tomorrow. And he's still gaining the yards.
15 yards on that carry. 3 carries for 40 yards for Jeremy Wallstead. Wallstead sends Gray in motion, hands off to Morris, and Morris hit right at the line of scrimmage that time.
Boy, Clarkston wasn't going to take any chances. They went ahead and tackled Wallstead as well. Just, you know, the fakes he's been given all day, he could very well have had that ball.
No gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and 10 coming up now for the Bears.
Look at him, he's gasping. Corey Morris right here.
He's coming out, yeah.
Oh, no, he's not coming out. That's
oh, you're talking about Morris.
Yeah, just look at him.
Yeah, there he is.
What are you going to do? You've got to keep him in there.
Fake to Morris. Give to Kenwan Gray. Kenwan Gray.
That play hasn't worked.
Behind the line of scrimmage for a loss.
And that play, something about that play is, I got to believe Clarkston's getting tipped off on him, because every time they run this thing inside, now they know it's coming. And right there you had number 10. Another guy we don't have. Might have been number 70, but we don't have him either.
Pat Fox calls Kenwan Gray out. Gray was in the huddle right before he was coming off and trying to get everybody fired up. He was upset about the last play.
Oh, so you've got Scalzi and Morris in the background. We have not seen Scalzi carry the ball, and he was a key point of that offense last week.
Timeout called by Berkley on a 3rd and 11. Wanted to see how the Wolves would line up, and now call the timeout. The Bears really need this drive right here. They have moved the ball well, and now have come up against a brick wall against the Clarkston Wolves. And don't forget to tune in for a transition as they tackle tough issues like racism, poverty, and current local problems. Jeffrey Miller hosts this interesting half hour designed to open your mind. Watch Transition Wednesday and Friday night at 9 on TCI 63. There you see the Bears break out of their huddle.
It's a big 3rd down and 11.
Big 3rd down. We saw last time it was a 4th down and short yardage, and the play just dissolved on them. And in fact, they fumbled.
Well, you know they're going to go for it if they have to, and you don't want to have to go on 4th and 11. You want to at least get some of this back, if not all of it.
Here we go. 1 back, and now in motion. And they go to Corey Morris. He springs loose. Morris with the first down at around the 10-yard line. A big play for the Berkley Bears.
And look at him after every play. It looks like he's about to die, and then he gets it back. You know, it looks like, you know those old films you see of Jim Brown where he'd run real hard, and then he'd take forever getting up and be dead, and then he'd come back and run for another 30 yards.
Unbelievable burst of speed there as it really opened up for him.
Yeah.
And the Bears pick up a big first down.
Jim Brown or John Riggins, all those fullbacks who just always do that, and they'll somehow get an extra reserve of energy.
First and goal just inside the 10-yard line. Wallstatt takes off and then throws. Touchdown, Berkley.
Talk about some numbers. Wallstatt, what, he's throwing 2 pass attempts in the game. They're both touchdowns.
Doug Fisher, number 80, receiving that one. The big tight end.
I'd retire now. Wallstatt or... Nah, I think... I don't know how the numbers work out. They've got their kicker out there. Well, I guess, yeah, you kick here and then you're within 16, so you go for 2 the next 2 times if you make this. Kunkel will attempt a single extra point.
The extra point attempt is up, and it is no good.
Oh.
It is wide to the right. Extra points have hurt.
Yes, now you're down 17. You are officially 3 possessions behind still. If you make that kick, at least you're 16. You're 2 touchdowns, 2 2-point conversions behind. Minute 49. Now that ball control that Pat Fox wanted to have so badly is the worst thing in the world. He's got to score quick. He's got to come up with a defensive stop for the first time all night, and then they've got to score quick. Again, we're almost at the end of the third quarter. We've seen exactly 1 punt tonight.
We've only seen, 2 defensive stops. Clarkston stopped him on that fumble on a 4th down, and then the 1 punt that we've seen.
Well, and the end of the half, the fumble,
so,
which really doesn't count. You're right.
So 2 stops, and they've both been for Clarkston. The Berkley Bears now will kick off with 1:49 left in the third quarter. There you see the scoring drive, 8 plays, 77 yards, 3:58 off the clock, and the 9-yard reception by Fisher.
Is it too early to try an onside kick?
I say not, but I don't know. You can't. Yeah, you haven't stopped Clarkston. So.
You know what? Well, that's maybe why you got to get the ball back.
Yeah.
Maybe you do the onside. Steelers tried it last year. Northwestern tried it in the Rose Bowl.
And they do try it. Ball is down by number 70 for Clarkston.
That's the player to be named later.
That's the player to be named later again.
And actually, might have been 77 Lafferty. I'm not sure. I saw 77 walk off the field. We'll give it to him.
Let's take a look. Here's the kick.
Well, went a little
not
too
really
far.
a picture perfect onside.
Went a little
didn't
bit
really
too
bounce
far.
the way they wanted it to.
Well, last week we saw them not really, I don't think, try to onside it against Adams, but they tried to drill it off a front guy, and they did, but Adams was still able to get it. Maybe that's what they were thinking there, but I think it was a good decision. You know, if it works, you're a genius. If it doesn't, well, you're losing anyway.
Brown in motion. 5 handing off. Ball is loose, and that is the break that the Berkley Bears needed as they pick up the fumble recovery, and the Berkley Bears have it. So it works just as well as an onside kick for them. The ball at around the 45-yard line. So the Bears, a big break for them.
Everybody got up so quick, you can't tell who recovered it. Let's see if we can see it on the replay.
Watch the ball fly up in the air.
You're going to see him try to give it to Long, and the handoff just wasn't clean. He
there
never
it
had
is,
the ball.
up in the air.
He never had control of it.
Right as he hit the line of scrimmage, the ball goes up in the air, and on the other side of the pile is
somebody with the football.
That's where they got it. 1st and 10. Wallstatt handing off to Morris, and they almost fumbled.
Once again, and they did. Ryan Kolka got in the backfield, tripped him up. That's not what forced the turnover, but it did slow everything up. And Berkley not able to take advantage of that opportunity that they provided themselves. Now Clarkston's back on the field.
Well, break for Clarkston as we exchange turnovers. Berkley adds 1 more, Clarkston adds 1. And the Wolves get it at their 43-yard line.
Now if I'm Clarkston in the first play, I go get it. Because there's up 3 possessions anyway. And if it works, it's over. If it works, you can sit all these guys down for the fourth quarter.
2 receivers split, I formation for Fife. Hands off to Phelan. Phelan hit at the line of scrimmage, and the Berkley Bears come up with a stop.
Well, or a handoff to Phelan and gain a yard. That'll work too. The play started too soon. I didn't get to finish my son before that. So.
Nick Samut on the tackle that time, along with number 8, of course.
Well, you're at 1:06 and running left in the third quarter. If you're Clarkston, I think at worst you just want to take this to the end of the quarter. And if you do have to finally punt, big deal.
Fife getting pressured, unloads the screen. Phelan has some blockers. Phelan has the first down, and finally down inside the 45-yard line to the 43.
Wow. Everything's just working to perfection. Every time they need something new, they come up with it.
Let's take a look. He waits, and finally gives it up.
He sold the screen real well. He made it look like a drop back, and then all of a sudden made it, Berkley's under the delusion that they've got him blitzed. Now he's got the screen set up, and he's got another first down. And now he's going to be able to take this play, probably take a running play here, and it'll be the last play of the third quarter.
2 receivers split down to the bottom of the screen. And the pitch goes back to Phelan. He's got blockers on the outside, and he cuts it outside. First down, out at the 30-yard line.
Last play of the third quarter, unless he runs out of bounds.
Unless he runs out of bounds. 17.2 seconds left in the third quarter. And the Clarkston Wolves textbook offense goes to work again. Let's take a look, Joe.
And you've got all the guys on the ends blocked. You've got Dane Fife coming from behind thinking about trying to block somebody. You've got Phelan showing some good quickness and good field vision to get himself outside and get another first down.
Yeah, right into your living room. He had 2 receivers out to this side. And then he had Long also in the slot. So nothing but blockers out there as you saw the first downs. Hand off to Phelan again. Hesitates in the backfield and tries to get as much as he could that time.
And that'll be the last play of the quarter. And
on the tackle, Corey Morris.
Yeah, and I don't think Clarkston cares. If they score, fine. And they're moving the ball at will right now, pretty much. But even if they don't, you've already got it where Berkley's going to get the ball in their own territory and have to go a long way. You're up 17 points, which again, from a coaching standpoint, means you're up 3 possessions.
At the end of 3 quarters of play here at Berkley High School, the score, Clarkston 35 and the Berkley Bears 18. We'll be back with fourth quarter action right after this.
Rumor has it, Comet Burgers is definitely the place to be seen in downtown Royal Oak. After the party, out for dinner, just looking for cold soft drinks, great burgers and fries, milkshakes or pizzas. Comet Burgers is the place to run into just about anybody.
Excuse me. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Even old what's-his-name. Comet Burgers, they're out of this world.
Welcome back to Berkley High School, where the Clarkston Wolves have possession into Berkley territory. The score 35-18 as we start the fourth quarter. It'll be second down and about 7 coming up. Ball at about the 27-yard line. And that's where they'll start.
You've got an exhausted Corey Morris. You see right here, running out there. If there's a guy that you feel bad for as far as being in the situation where you're down 17 going to the fourth, it's him. I don't think there's any more he can do.
Here we go, second and 7. Fife being pressured right away. Unloads downfield, and he almost had Jason Frack. But Frack heard the footsteps.
Well, it's more than the footsteps. What happened there? Corey Morris had Dane Fife scrambling like crazy, and they're talking to each other a little bit right now. Take a look at Corey Morris. He's going to force Fife to have to throw on the run. Now take a look here. Now he's turned around right there. He's going to get nailed. There's no way he's catching that. When Frack had the ball, he was running this way. He had to turn around. If you lead him, he's not going to worry about footsteps. He's going to catch it and run out of bounds. But because whenever a quarterback's running that way and throws across, he's always going to overdo it, and that's what he did. And it's just, that's anybody. That's just a natural throw. I still contend it's easier to throw to your opposite side and turn your body.
3rd and 7, they go to the draw. Phelan picks up the first down and makes a great fake for the touchdown.
Oh my. Oh.
27 yards and the touchdown for Phelan. What moves in heavy traffic there, Joe? You thought if you were a Berkley Bear fan that they were going to get him somewhere.
Oh, what steps. Jeez, look at this. Just runs the draw. Got the defense coming back like it's a pass play now.
Great run there.
Right there, a couple of steps. Little Barry Sanders there.
And then took off.
Oh, man.
Well, we start the 4th quarter just like that. A big bang from the Clarkston Wolves.
I mean, if you were scouting this team for the first time ever, you'd say their halfback's awesome, their fullback's awesome, quarterback's all right too.
What a powerhouse this team is. You can't point at any weakness, really. Let's take a look at the call down there.
27 runs.
Illegal procedure on the offense.
Tell you what, folks.
False start on the offense.
Week 8. I believe it is week 8. Troy at Clarkston.
At Fox.
It's going to be a huge game.
Looking on. He's, yeah. The extra point. No good, and it's 41-18.
Well, you know, a halfback should always outgain his fullback, and I'm sure Phelan realized that. And right now he's at 25 carries, 201 yards. Remember, the fullback Long had over 100 in the first half.
Let's take a look at the drive. 6 plays, 56 yards, 149 off the clock.
Yeah, really
capped off by the 27-yard run by Phelan.
Yeah, if you want to be picky, they just didn't take enough time off the clock.
But
and they didn't make the extra point.
They were lucky to get the ball back too.
Oh, exactly.
First the onside attempt, they got it. Then they fumbled and then they got it back.
Fumbled
after
again.
Berkley fumbled.
Yep.
It's a tough night for these Berkley Bears going up against a state-ranked team like the Clarkston Wolves.
Let's be honest, it's not. This is a team that's ranked, in the top 10 in the state in AA, and might be underrated.
Yeah. Take a look at Kenwan Gray. He's had a rough night, limping. Had a great night last week, and tough to do that 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah, a little sore, a little tired. We saw him lay out a little earlier on one of the other touchdowns. These guys have played a long, tough game, and they just don't get to rest. When you're Clarkston at this point, you're able to shuffle guys in and out and let them catch their breath a little.
Mason to kick. Kevin Mason right down the middle, taken by Gray. Kenwan Gray looks for some blocking, tries to cut outside, and tripped up down there by number 41, Ryan Kolka.
Again, Kenwan Gray, a good return, gets it out to around the 33. I think in the first half, he probably gains another 20 yards on this. Now, he's so tired that he's just, he's on his last wind right now.
And falling the way he did, he probably got the wind knocked out of him there. Ball on the 34. 1st and 10 for the Bears. Handoff to Corey Morris. Morris breaks into the backfield. Corey Morris has turned things around quickly for the Berkley Bears. But we do have a flag back at the line of scrimmage. Hold on.
Oh, my.
There it is, holding on the Bears. Corey Morris is...
When it rains, it pours.
Oh, you just feel for him right now after that brilliant run.
And you're Clarkston, you're sitting home. Yeah, keep running. Wear yourself out. What a great play, and it's got to come back. And now you've taken more energy out of the guy. What a run! Great job of opening that hole by the line. Now, right here, it's all Corey Morris, and and the flag's already down at this point, way back at the line of scrimmage.
He got 2 yards.
So Pat, you don't ever know which way to guess, but either trap is fine. You just
holding
don't know.
on the offense.
Real fast trap on the guy.
Repeat. First down.
So instead of 1st and 10, or instead of 6 points,
instead of 41 to
1st
25,
and 20, or 1st and, excuse me, what do they have about?
It's about 20.
About 20, a little bit.
20-ish.
Yeah.
1st and 20-ish.
Actually, it's about a couple yards short.
Yeah,
from the point of the foul. About 18. There's.
I think that's Scalzi for the first time.
Yeah, let's see. Wait.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, we haven't. Again, we haven't seen Scalzi carry the ball.
Time it's Scalzi, not Morris on the carry. It was Scalzi. Morris, though, has 18 carries for 97 yards.
And that's with that 70-something or 60-something play just taken back.
Scalzi did pretty well last week with some runs against the Highlanders. So he's seen his first carry right there.
Yeah, he's been out there.
This time, Kenwan Gray takes it on the outside, and he tries to break loose, but gets back to the original line of scrimmage. It'll be 3rd and about 10.
Yeah, I think you're at the point now, if you're Berkley, where you want this game to end.
Yeah, it's frustrating now for Pat Fox.
Remember, this is, we're going up against
a tough powerhouse.
A AA team in the OAA Division I, Corey Morris coming back on the field. Whereas Berkeley's a Class A team who just this year moved up from the 3rd division to the 2nd division. And this isn't Rochester Adams, who was picked to finish last in Division I. This is Clarkston, who's supposed to contend with Troy.
Yeah. Oh, just no prayer there for Jeremy Wallstead, as getting in there quickly was Spencer Pabst.
And Ryan Schlaff as well. Got in there, a little bit of help.
Ryan Schlaff, 67, excuse me.
Yeah, but you've got to do this if you're Berkeley.
There he is.
And if you're Clarkston, you know it's coming. You know they've got to throw, so you tee up on them. I'm curious to see now if you're Clarkston. I think you sit everybody down.
Still not covering the ring out there. What the hell? Throw it to him.
There's again, folks. You can't see it. There's a guy. Well, there was a guy to the right.
Yep. That they could throw to, but you're deep in your own territory here. Ball will be placed at about the 43-yard line, and that's where the Clarkston Wolves will start. A 34-yard punt.
Oh, this should be a fun rest of the game.
Let's see who comes out to play quarterback for Clarkston.
Let's see if they go with Fife.
I'd sit him.
9:20 left in the contest, 41-18, and the Clarkston Wolves come out with
Fife.
Dane Fife again.
Fife, Long, failing all the regulars. This is, you got to believe this is the last drive they're playing tonight.
1st and 10 ball on the 43. Fife takes it himself, rolls out, and a little stiff arm there, gets a block from Long, and he picks up the first down. Long wasn't sure what he was going to do, but just by his presence being there.
Set a pick.
Yeah. That was a pick, all right, and he got him the first down.
Had him set a screen, and Dane Fife's not putting up huge numbers at all. He's just getting it done when he has to. A couple of runs here, a couple throws there, nothing great.
Watch, he'll point to Long here. Good stiff arm, no face mask, as he got it right in front. And the Long was just in the way of the other number 44, Hadfield, and sprung him for the first down. Let's see what Fife can do here. 1st and 10 ball at about the 43-yard line of the Bears. Phelan now. Strung up there. Brought down by number 42, Dombrowski.
Again, you're just taking time off the clock. Let Phelan get what he can.
All right, Viper. No. Check it. Let's just go. He's just going to run it, too. Here we go.
2nd down. And a short 9 coming up. And you wonder if they're just going to keep the ball on the ground and just grind it out and see what they do. That's what they want to do, run that clock out. They do. Phelan, the pitch outside, just can't get behind his block as the Bears catch up to him. And it'll be a 3rd down and about 4 yards. Let's see where they mark it. 3rd and 5 coming up, actually.
All right, here's a point I want to make up. Right here. Right now, I'm assuming they're not throwing again. Dane Fife is 9 for 12 for 91 yards. and a touchdown. So, like I said in the first quarter, he's not going to throw for 100 yards today. Now, that's pretty rare for any high school quarterback, especially an all-stater. This guy's the leading candidate to be the dream team quarterback. Who finishes after this play.
Handoff to 41. Ryan Kulka in there now, so relief there for Long, and Kulka gets the carry.
Now, this is the third time in the last 4 years, and I'm assuming Dane Fife will be the dream team quarterback, that the dream team quarterback has played on this field against Berkley.
Kulka limping off his
30-yard line.
Fife doesn't throw for 100 yards, and they win. Last year, I don't know who it was, they didn't play him. 2 years ago, they played Brother Rice, Derek Canine, all-state quarterback, over 100 yards. Berkley wins. And 4 years ago, they played Seaholm. They had some goofball who was the all-state dream team quarterback, throws for 50 or 60. Berkley loses. You anticipate the blitz, you adjust, you run the ball, and you beat them. You got a weapon like that, go ahead and use them as a decoy as long as you got the running backs to counter it.
And it's a very good point. Joe has really kept an eye on this game, really between some teams like Seaholm, as you mentioned. That one guy was your brother playing Berkley at that time, who was a great quarterback in high school, the dream team quarterback, as you mentioned. There, you take a look at the yards in this half alone. Clarkston,
and it's mostly rushing,
really overpowering them, and just grinding it up. Here they go. Phelan getting outside, and he's still on his feet, but loses yards back to the 30, which is the original line of scrimmage. So it'll be fourth down, and let's see what they do.
Well, you want your punter to get in the game.
I don't know if they're going to punt, Joe.
Oh, you got to let him. You don't want him to take a did not play, do you?
Let's see what they do.
I think you're punt.
Although Life is still in there.
He's going to, unless he's the punter.
There you see Phelan doing a good job just staying on his feet.
The most important thing Phelan did was stay in bounds.
Yeah, stay in bounds, and he did that.
But yeah, again, it's you don't have to have your main weapon be the guy that gets you the numbers. And last week it really worked for Berkley. Corey Morris was the decoy. Somebody else did it.
Here we go. 4th and 10, or 3rd and 10 is what they have on the field. Excuse me. And look at this. They pick up the first down.
And that kills it. 100 yards. What are you doing, Fife? There goes my theory.
There goes your theory.
101 or 102 yards. Oh, man. Still, it's not the numbers. It's not the 290 he put up last week.
It's not the numbers. It isn't.
And it's only his 13th attempt.
And a nice job here of getting it out there, really.
You go past the yardage, it's the attempts. He's only thrown it 13 times. Now, I know when Brother Rice played and lost, they threw about 32 times. And I know when Seaholm played here and won, they threw it 7. He's at exactly 100 yards. Again, he's 10 of 13.
1st and 10. Ball at the 20. Hand off to Phelan, the tailback. He just gets back to the line of scrimmage, and now a flag down. A late flag. Really after the whistle.
And I don't know what threw it
face
from a little
mask.
Far back.
Face mask on Berkley, and that's frustration down there. Just a frustration foul there, really. Let's see if we can see the penalty. Phelan comes in, and right there. Yep.
Yeah.
Good call. And Phelan followed. You can see his head and the body following.
Yeah, the minute you see a head snap like that, it's pretty easy call.
Nick Samut getting his hand in there for the penalty, and that'll bring up. Let's see what they've got. And there we see the current drive. 8 plays, 47 yards, 3:40 off the clock.
That's important. Let that clock run.
1st and 10. 1st and goal.
1st and goal is what they're calling it. See what the chains are doing. The chains are still up. 1st and maybe a yard. I think that's what they're calling it. 1st and a yard.
It is.
1st and a yard is what it is. Now they have 1st and goal.
Exactly. When you have a penalty on 1st down, you replay 1st down.
Yeah.
It's 5 yards from the spot, so you can get those weird 1st down and 1,
1st and a yard, and they got it. And Brad Bailey on the carry. It was Bailey on the carry. Now it's 1st and goal.
Yeah, that's one of those. That last 1st down occurs because of a penalty. Now you get this 1st down because of the carry for a yard. It's one of the strange things that comes up once every couple of games.
So it was first and a yard. They picked that up, and now they have first and goal from about the 2-yard line.
Yeah, I think they've got all new runners in there.
Yep. The pitch, going back, and a great tackle out there by Corey Morris. Morris not giving up. He will not give him that touchdown. And it was Grenold on the carry.
Grenold gets it down to what about the 1-yard line?
Yep.
And then they're getting all the fresh legs in there. Everybody but Fife, and wonder if he'll even stay in for the rest of the drive or not. I would think you would, just because why fumble it down here? Why take the risk of a fresh quarterback coming in and having trouble with his first snap?
Second and goal. It'll be a long one if it is. Looks like 2. Second and goal from the 2. And, well, who got it? That was,
I believe it was Brad Bailey.
Bailey. Let's see. Yes, Brad Bailey on the carry. So the Wolves add some more points to the board.
The junior fullback gets in there, and now it's a chance to make it a 30-point lead for the Wolves with just under 4.5 minutes left.
The extra point attempt will be taken again by Mason.
New holder this time. Number 20. Mike got.
And it was blocked. We'll stay at 47-18 with 4:22 left in the game.
I think it was Dave Wallstead who got in there and blocked it. It's either Wallstead or 24 or Nick Dolman. One of the two of them got in there. So it remains a 29-point lead for the Wolves over the Bears.
And what can Pat Fox do now? Just you went down the field so easy on that first drive. You thought this could be a good game. This could be a pretty good matchup between these two. And it went that way for a few possessions.
Well, in the first drive, the key was that 74-yard pass play.
Yep.
They never were able to get their defense to stop Clarkston. And until, the game was pretty much out of reach, Clarkston never made a mistake as far as turnover goes or anything like that.
And some penalties, too, have hurt for Berkley, too. That touchdown called back that Corey Morris had. It all adds up. Kenwan Gray with the burst of speed up the middle, and he gets across the 35 to about the 37-yard line, and that's where the Bears will start, at the 37.
And now, I think we're going to see some new guys in. With Clarkston, with the defense, you probably go half and half. You keep some regulars in, you bring some new guys in, so you don't have an entire second string out there who might be playing their first varsity game, because last week was a little bit close against Kimball. You see Kenwan Gray getting them decent field position on the kick return. If Clarkston, your pride's at stake here, you don't want to give up any unnecessary touchdowns.
Clarkston 9 plays 57 yards, 4:58 in the 2-yard run by Bailey. Look at this, Scalzi getting close to a first down. Ernie Scalzi did a nice job last week, and he comes in now. Not seeing much action, but he could have really helped out Corey Morris and giving him some rest, He could have been in there. He's been in there, but it just hasn't carried the ball.
Exactly, he hasn't carried the ball. I think they've kind of wanted Morris to step up, and really, I think Morris has done it. I don't think Kenwan Gray's done what he did last week.
Right.
In fact, defensively, you give 47
points. But even just to give these guys a little break, Corey Morris is playing both ways. Here's Scalzi again, and he picks up another first down. So Scalzi's saying, hey, you should have called my number a little earlier.
Coach will say, yeah, hey, you're doing it against the second string. The fact is, though, if you give up 47 points, you're not winning. It's the defense just...
Right. Take a look. Scalzi again. Right up the middle. And, Joe, you can see all the new jerseys out there, so I guess you're right.
Yeah, and another thing, the defense, I don't think the defense set up any of these points for Berkley. Or for Clarkston. I know Clarkston had the fumble at the 10, but that's a 90-yard drive. They haven't had any short touchdown drives.
Yeah. And off again, Scalzi this time. Flag down by number 76, Kurt Devos. After about a 2-yard gain at best.
And I think with the lack of urgency that Berkley is getting these plays off, I think they want this game over with. You know, you got 2:41. You know, if there was
they want to eat some time off the clock and make sure that the Clarkston offense doesn't get out there again.
I'll tell you what, after this play,
and a new quarterback in there for Berkley, handing off to Scalzi. That is Randy Tidwell. We saw Tidwell last week against the Highlanders.
Yeah, he came in when Wallstedt cramped up. One thing about this, too, is it's a sign of a program that doesn't need a moral victory and is going to believe in a moral victory. 47-18 and 47-25, it's really the same thing. You lose by a lot of points. So get some of these new guys in there, get some yardage, maybe a score, get these guys some playing time experience. Maybe you need them later in the year.
Tidwell loses it, and it's a fumble. We'll see who comes up with it now. With 1:51 left on the clock, it'll be the Bears coming up with it, and it was Tidwell who fell on top.
And they're still not going with any no huddle or anything. They're just going to run some plays and hope they can get this game over with. Although it's 4th down, they're probably going to end up, well, unless they gain 8 yards, they're going to finish the game on the defensive side of the ball.
So 4th and 8 coming up for the Bears. Really, what is a really second team offense out there for them.
Against the second team defense.
And we have a flag on the play. Is it too much time? Let's take a look. Yeah. Delay of game called on the Berkley Bears, and that'll knock them back 5 yards. It'll be 4th and about 13 coming up.
And that's one of the few penalties you can get that will keep the clock stopped. You know, after a procedure or a hold or anything like that, the clock will start again after it's placed down. After any personal foul or an unsportsmanlike or delay, the clock won't restart.
Next week, the Rochester Falcons take on the Lake Orion Dragons Saturday and Monday at 8 p.m. Tune in right here on TCI 63. Handoff to Scalzi right up the middle, and nothing there. And now we have a change of possession, so the clock will stop now at 1:12. And the Clarkston second team offense now will get a chance to run some plays.
Which means their quarterback's going to get negative rushing yards because he's going to have to kneel down. Don't always worry about those stats, you know.
Kevin Mason, who we saw as a kicker, he will be the quarterback, number 24.
Mason, an 11th grader, so I think he's going to accept the fact he's always going to be the backup quarterback.
Yeah, behind Dane Fife, be better. Jeremy Houston on the carry, number 40 right there. Gain of a little over a yard. It'll be 2nd down for the Clarkston Wolves with 52 and counting down. And the second team really wants to get some plays on.
Oh, yeah.
And off Mason to Newbeck. That is Dan Newbeck, number 34 down there.
All right, let's see how slow these officials can place this ball down. So they can wait till it says 25. They won't have to get a snap off, and they're watching. And he waits for it to hit 25, and then he starts the play clock.
They want to get this off.
The Clarkston players do, but the officials set it up so they don't have to. I watched him. He waited for that to hit 25, and then he did it. So if they don't want to snap it, they don't have to.
They do. High formation. They go to the tailback. He fumbled the ball, and it's loose. And it's Berkley ball with 5.2 seconds left. And that's why the officials waited. They said, we don't want this to happen.
Well, the officials are all from the Flint area.
Yeah.
Which means they've got an hour-long drive home.
They got a little bit of a drive. So the second team offense comes out for Berkley. Second team defense for Clarkston. There you see the fumble.
Yeah, I think that's Bill Thede who fell on top of it, number 89.
And this will be the last play of the game right here. The Berkley Bears, second team offense. See what they can do. It'll be Randy Tidwell, the quarterback. And he hands off to Mendez. And Mendez carries it out. It's a pretty good game for Mendez. About 7, and that'll do it. The Clarkston Wolves victorious here on the road at Berkley. And they come up big. 47-18 the final score, and the Clarkston Wolves make their trip down here to Berkley worth it. There you see Coach Richardson.
It's going to make people stand up and take notice, and I think you can't get ahead of yourself too much. But I know that in the Detroit News, they picked out in the preseason each week what was going to be the big game of the week, and they said week 8 was going to be Troy at Clarkston. It's going to be. That's going to be huge.
Great game. So Clarkston Wolves on their way this season as they pick up their second win of this 1996 season, and the Berkley Bears go to 1-1. The Wolves 47, the Bears 18. That's the final. We'll be back to wrap things up from Berkley High School right after these messages.
I'm the king.
Of rock and roll?
No, coupons. I'm Mike Gauthier. Some people call me the king of coupons because nobody brings you bigger savings than my market share coupon book. Having trouble saving money? Then do what the Tripp family does. Carry the book, Mike's Market Share Coupon Book. You'll save thousands on things you use every day, like eyeglasses, oil changes, and cleaning from companies you trust. But you can't save unless you carry the book. Remember, you'll save a king's ransom using my Market Share Coupon Book.
If you wish a video cassette of TCI Sports, the cost is $25. Send a check payable to TCI, along with your name, address, and the names of the teams that played in the game, to TCI Sports Videotapes, 4500 Delamere Boulevard, Royal Oak, Michigan, 48073. Remember to tell us which game you wish to receive. And thank you for watching TCI Sports. The final score of the TCI Sports Game of the Week, the Clarkston Wolves 47 and the Berkley Bears 18. And it looked like both teams were going to be neck and neck at the way it started, but it didn't turn out that way as we see the final stats. Total yards 481 for Clarkston, most of them on the ground, and Berkley 284, most of them on the ground. And you see the 100 yards passing that Joe alluded to, and that was really talking about well, your theory about the quarterbacks, the top-rated quarterbacks. But it was close. I'll give it to you still. 23 first downs for Clarkston. They dominated turnovers. Berkley 3, Clarkston 2. And the time of possession, really not that much of a difference.
Not really. And but Clarkston, when they needed to, took time off the board, off the clock. And the turnovers, Clarkston's didn't mean anything. Those were 2 useless turnovers, and Berkley's meant a lot.
Yeah. As we see those final stats, scoring by quarters, 21-12, and we thought this game was really going to get out of hand early.
Well, it started out as a good game. Both teams moving down the field, nobody punting. There were no punts in the first half, and Clarkston just kind of went crazy on them. And Berkley got in a hole and didn't know what to do. Yeah, 1 score in the second quarter, 7, and then Clarkston again in the third, and then 2 scores in the fourth quarter for Clarkston. And 47-18, there you see what happened. In the scoring by quarters, and it was just totally Clarkston dominating. That man Long, 139 yards, his partner Phelan, 206 yards.
And you were extremely impressed with Long, as I was also. Yeah. Jeff Long with a great night. Rochester Falcons next week taking on the Lake Orion Dragons Saturday and Monday at 8 p.m. And we'll just bring back memories of the great running back at Lake Orion that we saw. So maybe we can
Dennis Mahan.
Get another great showing by the Lake Orion Dragons that time against the Falcons. The final score again from Berkley High School: the Clarkston Wolves 47, the Berkley Bears 18. For Joe Abramson and our entire TCI staff, I'm Dave Zoran. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next week from Lake Orion.